Hello, hello. Welcome in Citrus. Welcome in Big Iron. Isleria. Hello. Papaya Dance. Hello. Grishlock. Hello. Insolveris. Hello. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome. Oh gosh, I just I just put in some eye drops, which was a bad idea because now my eyes are all blurry and I can't see anything. Let me get switched over here. We're gonna stay on the chatting screen for just a couple minutes to welcome people in, and then we are going to have our guest come in for our presentation. It's not really a presentation, but kind of is. We'll see. Let me get switched over. Alrighty, there we go. No, I can see you, Papaya Dance. I can see you. Okay, everything looks good. And let me actually put a I turned off alerts for this stream. Well, that is on. I turned off alerts for this stream, so I need to make a little notice of that. Also, Dustin, hello, welcome in. Oh god, I can't. There we go. And let's pin this. Manually unpin at end of stream. Yes. There we go. Alrighty. Just in case someone comes in with like a subscription or something and they're mad that I don't see it, because I don't know. It's just disruptive sometimes, but we will be taking questions from the audience if you guys have any questions about the stuff we're talking about. But yeah. How are you guys? How are you guys? Oh no, I have to burp. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Ooh, drinking a lot of water. Let me have some more water. So, like I said, this is a little bit more of a presentation. I work for an hour. Okay, nice. This is a little bit more of a presentation, so it's going to be like me and Murray are going to be talking about apartments. We're going to be looking at listings online. We're going to be watching some videos with you guys, some React slop time as well. But if you guys have any questions about, you know, like what we're talking about or what's going on, feel free to ask. And, you know, if there's an opportunity to, I'll see if I can get an answer to your question. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous today because I haven't done a collab in so long. It's been like, I don't think I've done a collab since like September. Did I even do a collab in September? It's been a long time, so I'm kind of like, oh god, do I still remember how to do this? You know? Oh, but yeah, we're gonna wait like we'll wait like one more minute before we switch over. Probably to get the burps out of the way then. Yeah, I guess so. But I have been feeling a little bit better. Actually, I bought the new Danganronpa like last night because it was on sale, and I was like, well, if I don't get it when it's on sale, it's never going to go on sale again because it's 50% off on the Switch store right now. Rain Code, I think that's what it's called. Master Detective Archives Rain Code, the new Danganronpa like. Because I do want to play that with you guys on stream because I do like the Danganronpa, and although I've played all of them, if there's something new that I'll have a new reaction to, I think that would be fun to do, you know, because I feel like if I played just like, you know, just like a Danganronpa game that I already played, my reactions weren't really like, oh, I know this is going to happen, then it's not going to be like as interesting or as fun. Don't tell me you can do the Junko TikTok. No. I was never that deep into it. I did actually play the games. I didn't even just play the games. I read the first. I read Danganronpa on the Something Awful forums back in the day. That's how deep into. That's deep lore for you guys. I was there when it was like on Something Awful, the Danganronpa, and it would drive me crazy because like every now and then it would like, you know, the website would be free and then it would be like, no, you need to pay, and then it would be free again. It was just like back and forth. But you know, that was like before the games actually got brought over to the West or anything. Oh, actually, I should probably switch over now. I told Murray I'd only be a couple minutes, and it's been a couple minutes. So let me minimize this over here. Let me switch over to let's see. Do I have a Danganronpa husbando? Honestly, I never really liked any of the Danganronpa guys. No, I was never really into the Danganronpa dudes. Looking at no, this is about Japan. This is about Japan. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, first I only have 2 windows and everything's all messed up. Okay, hold on. Let me go over to the viewing screen first. Let me switch over here. And Okay, you can see Murray, and let me unmute. All right, you are live.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Can you hear me, chat?
Let's see. Yep, you're in OBS, so I think they can hear you. You want to go ahead
Okay,
and introduce yourself for the good people of the stream?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Alex's audience. My name is Murray Shinaide. That's kind of a little pun of a name. If you get it, then you get it. If you don't, then hopefully you get it someday. I don't know. I've been streaming for about 2 years now. I first met Alex, I think via Twitter. I think she was the first streamer to follow me, which was an incredible honor, really.
Really?
Yeah, I appreciated it. And what I found interesting about her stream when I first started watching her is that she actually lived in Japan. Like the first couple months or so that she was streaming, and
yeah,
that was
the
very
first 6 months I was living in Japan when I was streaming, I think.
Okay, yeah, and that was interesting to me because I also lived in Japan, not at that time. It's been a while, been a very long while, but I dream almost every day about going back, and so that was kind of cool to see somebody who had the same experiences as me in that regard anyway.
Yeah. So it was actually you who came up with this stream idea, and I thought I had to turn you down the first time because I was like going through something, but I thought this was like a really unique and interesting idea, and I wanted to do it because, hopefully one day I'll have to look for apartments for myself in Japan, so I figured like this would be a fun way to do it.
Yeah, it's something I streamed about before a long time ago. It's I feel like when we talk about apartments in Japan, you get a lot of people who have seen the videos on YouTube and all that sort of thing about the quirky, amazing, very tiny or weird layout apartments. And we might actually see some of those videos later. But the truth is, always with everything, a bit more mundane, but still interesting in its own way. I do feel that even if not every apartment is, 2 square meters, you do have a lot of interesting layouts and interesting aspects to Japanese apartments that are interesting to go over.
Yeah, they're definitely very different from Western apartments. Like, there's some that are like more or less kind of similar, but like, a lot of the ones that we're going to be seeing today are kind of like micro apartments and that kind of things. I would say the apartment that I lived in when I was in Japan was a micro apartment. It was like 1 room and then the bathroom. So I basically slept like across from the stove, and I had my little desk in a corner. It was like, oh God, I think it was like maybe $400 a month at the time, but I loved it. I loved it. It was great. My own little piece of pie just for myself,
Yeah, my first one was a pretty small one too, and one of the ones we'll be looking at will be very similar to how it was. But before we get to the listings, let's just go over kind of a quick overview of how things got to how they are. If you consider that, like, right after the war, you had this kind of mass urbanization happening very quickly, along with the population boom, right? Mm-hmm. So, before the war, of course, there was industrialization going on, and that's kind of how the whole thing happened in the first place. We won't go too deep into that. But especially after the war, you had a whole bunch of people moving into the cities, and then you had a whole bunch of new people just being born. So there was kind of a need for housing, a very rapid, increase in the need for housing. Mm-hmm. One way that this was solved was what we call danchi, or what the Japanese call danchi. If you want to bring up the picture of that.
Yes, it's up.
And you'll see that these are basically the Japanese equivalent of kami blocks, quote unquote kami blocks that you'll see in Eastern Europe or in, China. Just these very large, very uniform apartment buildings. All even the buildings themselves will have very similar designs to one another.
Very uniform.
Very uniform. Much more about uniformity than being interesting, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. But the problem with building these is that you can really only build them where there's empty space. A big empty rectangular lot that you can build new buildings into, right?
Yeah.
And there's one more picture of these if you want to go to that one too.
Oh, let's see here. I did not download that one.
You don't
Let
have
me
that
take a
one?
look at
Okay,
this
it's
one.
fine. It's just similar. Those ones are a little bit smaller in the other picture, but
Oh, I see.
you know,
Yeah.
you get the idea.
Mhm.
But what happens if you don't have, you know, big empty space to build new buildings into? What if you have to, you know, build on the land that you already have, or even onto the buildings that you already have? And that's where apartments start to get really interesting. When you consider the design of Japanese cities, the layout of them compared to United States cities, you start to see why things are the way they are to an extent.
Yes.
If you can bring up the picture of the maps of Manhattan and LA, you have that
Yes. So on the left is Manhattan, on the right is Los Angeles.
one? Right. And you might not notice this so much if you kind of grew up in these cities like I did, and I believe Alex did as well, but American cities tend to be very rectangular, especially in Manhattan you see it, but you also see it in Los Angeles. Not too many places where their streets don't meet at right angles. There's practically none in you know, Manhattan, unless you consider the coastline there. For Los Angeles, you have the area where the downtown area is, the streets are kind of diagonal, considering, you know, relative to compass directions, and you'll see this a lot in larger American cities. The older parts of the city are like northwest and southeast running streets, and then the newer parts, like on the left there, are just north, south, east, west.
Pretty much, yeah.
And those places where those two parts of the city meet, you have some triangles, but other than that, it's almost entirely rectangles.
More or less.
But what happens if you look at a Japanese map, this of an older, you know, larger Japanese city? You get something like this. I don't know if you remember ever seeing those like those spider webs made by spiders that are on various drugs.
Oh,
but,
I've seen those before. Yeah.
I wonder which drug this would be.
You're right.
Anyway, not so many rectangles here. A lot more triangles, a lot more, you know, pentagons and that sort of things. Spiders on drugs. Yeah, if you look up those pictures, they're pretty funny.
They're pretty cool.
So and then you know, if you look at European cities, they're often more similar to this as well. But you know, just a lot less rectangles. So what happens if you have a lot which is just a triangle, or which is, you know, very long and skinny and that sort of thing? And that's where you start to get into kind of these weird apartment layouts and that sort of thing. So we're going to look at a apartment listing site. I brought up some listings for Alex for us to go through.
Yep,
Before we get started on that, Alex, if you saw an apartment listing in the United States, this is something like 2BR, 1BA. What does that mean to you?
BR, bedroom, BA, I assume that's bathroom. I gotta be real with you, I haven't really looked at apartments before.
Yes, you're correct. So 2BR, 1BA would be 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. So Japanese listings will have also a shorthand. You can see, for example, on this listing site, the URL for this, by the way, is realestate.co.jp. Very easy to find. It's just a listing site that specializes in apartments that will be friendly to foreigners. So it's all in English, or I think there's also like Korean and Chinese and other sorts of options. I guess I should mention, I don't have this in my notes, but it is common for landlords to not want to rent to foreigners in Japan.
Yes.
It might not necessarily be legal, but like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to call up a lawyer and sue them, right? So just something commonly gotten away with by landlords. So if you, for example, I haven't done this myself, but I've heard of people that will go into foreigners that will go into physical offices, real estate offices, and you know, they'll usually have like a bunch of pictures of listings on the outside that are available, right?
Mhm.
and they'll say, okay, I'm interested in this one. And they'll say, oh, no, sorry, you can't be interested in that one,
They
basically,
won't
right?
tell you to fuck off, but they will politely tell you to go away.
Yeah, or just like limit your options. I'm sorry, these ones aren't available to you. Let's look at this one, right?
Yeah.
And not explicitly say it's because you're a stinky foreigner and they don't want to rent to you, but that's the situation basically. But the listings here are all foreigner friendly, or at least that's how they're advertised.
Oh, you mean this
okay, where was
website
I?
is specifically for foreigners? Well, I should have guessed that because it's in
Yes.
English, but okay, good to know.
So you can see here that very first listing has 1LDK. And that is a similar sort of shorthand kind of explaining what the layout of that apartment is. So do you know what that means, 1LDK?
Living, dining, kitchen?
Right. So the LDK, those letters might not necessarily stand for individual rooms, but individual areas in a room, which are intended for that use. So often, if you see a DK, that doesn't mean a separate dining room and kitchen, but it just means like the kitchen area will have enough room for a dining table.
Ah, okay.
And then, yeah, if you see 1K separate, or excuse me, 1L separate, let me start over. Often, one of the bedrooms will be also sort of the living area. If you see 1L, then that means there will be kind of a living area which is separate from the bedroom. You aren't intended to sleep in the same area that you'd watch TV in or whatever.
Ah, okay.
It means it has Donkey Kong. Unfortunately, I haven't found a listing which has Donkey Kong available. I assume those might be kind of pricey, but we'll see. Right, so there's K for kitchen, L for living area, D for dining area, and then kind of a rare one is S for like a storage room, which would be kind of the equivalent to like a walk-in closet or something like that. Okay, let's start with our first listing. Do you want to bring that one up?
Yes, I believe it's this one, correct?
I believe so as well.
So this is basically just like, it's more or less one room.
Oh, hold on. This is the one that there
I
should have
goof it
been
up?
one before that. Let's see.
Oh, oopsie.
I think the link is 1184689
Okay, is it like a 1K or a 3DK? Which one is it?
is the 1K, yeah.
Okay, let me see here. It's gonna be a little scuff, guys. Don't worry. This was, you said 689, right?
1184689.
Oh, okay. This one. Got it. Okay.
That
This
one
one
is
I
fine too, but just I think the
Yeah, the specific one you're talking about. Let me put that in here.
room layout image is kind of blurry.
It is, yeah. All right, here we go. This is it.
Right. So yeah, as I was mentioning, another good thing about this site is that almost all of the listings will have like a room area. I keep wanting to say map, but I guess a diagram would be a better word. So if you scroll through the images, there should be a diagram.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is kind of a very common 1K diagram, and if you click on it, you can see it bigger. As you enter, you have a hallway that just kind of goes straight towards the large room.
And it looks like that's a, oh, is that the washing machine on the left? Okay.
Yeah. Like that kanji just means wash, right? You have the bathroom there. As you enter, it would be on your right, and that has a combined toilet, sink, and bathtub. Sometimes, like for example, in mine that had a similar layout, the bathtub sink room would be separate from the toilet room. But the toilet would have its own like sink at the top of it. So you didn't have to like go into another room to wash your hands. You have to the left side of the hallway here, you have the cooking area. You have one burner and a sink. So to like cook or wash your dishes, you'd actually be standing in the hallway.
Yeah.
and then you'd go straight into the one room there, and that's where you'd sleep and live and so on. And then you had a balcony there at the bottom.
Ooh, balcony. You could dry your clothes out there.
Yes. Let's see. We're a little off kilter because I had to replace this listing right before we went live because the original listing we were going to use was rented out.
Right.
Let's see, washing machine area. Right, so you notice that there's no area for a refrigerator by the cooking area, right? You just have that one burner.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
And it should show that in the listing. Right, so where are you going to put a fridge here? If you had a very small one, you might be able to get it in the cabinet underneath. But most people would probably just put it in your main room. So if you went to get, your food out of the refrigerator, you'd have to go into your bedroom, basically.
Yeah.
And bring it back into the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
The price on this is rather high. Oh, I'll stop yapping for a minute and let you go through the pictures if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because let's see. Okay, that's the balcony. All right, that's like average balcony. That's fine. Let's see. This is Asakusa. It's on the second floor. Okay, that's not terrible. Let's see. Key money. Agency
do you
fee.
prefer high floor ones or lower floor ones?
I prefer lower floor. Like the second or the third floor is okay. Like anything above that. Like if it's an elevator, it's fine. If there's no elevator, then I don't want to deal with that, you know?
I kind of like being up high. I like being able to look out my balcony and see the skyline and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Because like this one has like a pretty decent view too. You've got this beautiful river right here as well.
So this is actually on Eastern Tokyo. In Eastern Tokyo, it's pretty close to the Sky Tree.
Oh,
And
okay. I know where that is. Yeah.
I believe that's why it's kind of expensive. So 103,000 yen for 1K is a bit pricey, but the location here, it's a very nice location. Very a lot of recent development in that area. And what
this is Asakusa Station is 3 minutes away. That's not so bad. No wonder it's expensive.
Yeah, that also contributes to the high price. So just general factors for what affects the price. There, you have the normal stuff like the size of the room, like you'd expect that, right? But then also location in terms of how bougie or recently developed the location is, how close to the station is. So, of course, a lot of people in Japan don't have cars. They commute by walking to the train station and getting to where they need to go. So, places that are closer to a train station are more desirable. How good the train station itself is. So, like, if you have like 2 or more lines that come into that station, then you don't have to transfer as much, right? And then, of course, the age of the building. So this building was built in 2000. It mentions that lower down on the page somewhere. So
2000.
Relatively new. Yeah. So so that is why this listing is a bit pricey. To go back to landlords not wanting to rent to foreigners, is this a recent thing or just always been around? It's always been around that I've been aware.
You want to explain what a guarantor is as well?
You're asking that question like you might know better than me, so
okay.
Tackle that?
So I personally don't have experience with a guarantor, but I know a little bit because I do know people who've had to deal with a guarantor. So a guarantor is basically someone you pay to basically tell the landlord like, hey, this person isn't going to like run out or trash the place. Like it's basically something that they only do for foreigners, where it's basically like, oh yeah, you can rent here. You just have to pay a guarantor to basically like, say that it's okay. It's like a stupid bureaucratic thing in order to squeeze money out of people. But some places like this place require a guarantor. And I believe it's just a one-time payment. I don't think it's something you have to continuously pay. But if you're lucky to find a place that doesn't require a guarantor, then that's good. But a lot of places do for foreigners require a guarantor.
Yeah, and if you're able to like get an apartment through your job, they might serve that role for you, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I guess we should also mention key money, huh?
Yeah.
Key money is basically a bribe to the property owner.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
It's just it doesn't count towards your rent or anything. It's just like and you don't get it back when you move out or anything like that. It's just like part of the fee to take on the rental.
It's a gift.
A gift, yeah. And it's I know some people are like really outraged about that, like, oh, like it shouldn't be that way or something like that. But like I don't know, sometimes things aren't wrong, they're just different, right? Right. But to go back to the landlord thing, it's probably always been a thing. You know, just different ways of doing things, I suppose. Not necessarily going to say they're right or wrong, just different, right?
Let's see. What are the features? Has an air conditioner and a heater. That's good. Oh, it does have an elevator. Okay. Auto
Gas.
lock.
I like cooking with gas much more than electricity.
I do too. Electric stoves freak me out. Yeah. All right.
If you zoom out on that map a bit, you'll see the sky tree eventually appear, and yeah, it is very close.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a nice. Oh, it's by Sansoji too. That's nice.
Is
All
AC
right.
a standard for rentals there? I'd say yes. Usually the air conditioner and heater is the same device. It might be in one of those pictures if you look through it, but it'll just be kind of attached to the wall, usually like right above.
Oh yeah, it's that thing like right by the window.
Yeah, that's it. And then you see in the outside picture is kind of the outside part of it, where the air will blow out. So yes, it is pretty standard for rentals, yes.
And it's necessary because it gets hot as fuck in these things.
It gets hot and it will get cold, yeah, in certain places, or at least, yeah. And there will be like a wireless, like a remote control that you control with infrared that, you press it to turn it off and on. It goes beep, beep, beep. Anyway, do we want to move on to the next listing?
Yes, I think... I thought I had these organized. Okay. Oh no, this is... Okay, that was the one. I think this is it. Is it the Itabashiku one?
No, that's the one I rejected.
Oh, okay.
Earlier.
right.
11888526.
All right, got it right here. Oh, this is the loft one. Okay.
Yeah, I really like this one. So the 1K that I had, my first one, had a loft, and it's something semi-common with these smaller apartments. And what's nice about that is that it just, gives you a little more space. You climb up there to sleep. This one also, you don't quite have the kitchen in a hallway as much. I mean, it kind of is if you look at the layout, but it is more also just in the room more. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Huge windows. So it will probably get really hot in the summer, but otherwise you'll have a lot of lighting. But just in general, we're starting to get into the weird layouts, right? With the kind of triangular building here, how it gets narrow at the end.
Yeah.
Or I guess at the beginning, I guess it depends on how you look at it. See, the loft itself has a window. That's really nice.
Get some air in there. Get some light in there.
Yeah. I'm watching Alex's stream, by the way, so I might be kind of 5 to 10 seconds
Yeah, there's a little bit of a
behind her.
delay. Sorry if I'm just like clicking around too fast.
No, it's fine. Yeah, so I like this one.
The loft is pretty spacious. I do have to say, there's a lot of width up there.
Yeah, it's a big one. This one also, you'll see in the diagram there, right next to the sink, to the left of it, is an area for a refrigerator. So you won't have to walk into another room for a refrigerator. And then in the bathroom, it's not really labeled very well, but in the lower right corner is where you would put your washing machine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like
So
right here, like by the sink.
washing machines in Japan are smaller. They're kind of like maybe like 2 feet by 2 feet by about 3 feet tall, something like that. And you could lift it up if you really wanted to. And they will have, usually they'll, in the rooms will be kind of this plastic, what would you call it?
It's like a
I guess it wouldn't
basin,
always be
kind of.
plastic. A basin, that's a good word for it. And the washing machine will drain out a hose into the basin and out into, the plumbing system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that listing. As for drying clothes, usually you will have to do that on the balcony.
Does this one
listing
have
had
a balcony?
right?
No, it doesn't have a balcony. I mean, there's like a little.
Oh, huh.
There's like this thing back here, but I don't know what this is.
That's the entrance, I believe.
Oh, that's the entrance. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So this kind of ruins what I was going to say in this part. But anyway, usually you'll have a balcony. Like the previous listing had a balcony, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there will be like fixtures on the wall for you to put your laundry pole out there. And the pole will just be like a kind of like a broomstick, but like a little bit thicker, made of aluminum. You'll put your, clamp your laundry out there. I always found it weird that the fixtures to put your laundry pole will be included in the apartment, but you'll have to get your own laundry pole. You'll have to go to Don Quixote or whatever and get your own pole. I don't know why they wouldn't they wouldn't just leave the laundry pole there, but maybe it's a personal thing, whatever.
I guess so. It is a little odd.
You love the odd layout finds on property sites. Well, you will be in for a treat later.
Yeah,
I promise.
you're in luck today, Big Iron.
But first, just to show that not all of these listings are just going to be like one bedroom, these little tiny things, I have a larger listing I can show.
Alrighty. Was that the 3DK?
Yes.
Okay, I think that's this one.
So we had to switch this one out too, also right before stream. But I think, unfortunately, the pictures aren't as good on this one as the one I had to replace. But we can still go over some of the interesting things on this one. So if you bring up the diagram, you'll see that in that room, in the upper right corner, it says washitsu, like Japanese room.
Mm-hmm.
And that room will have tatami in it. You'll see the layout with the rectangles there is actually the layout of the tatami, and there's like certain like auspicious ways that the tatami can be placed in a room and that sort of thing. Whereas the other two bedrooms, yoshitsu, which means like Western room, will just have like, laminate flooring that looks wood-ish, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever lived in a room with tatami or a place with tatami?
I don't really have that much experience with tatami. I went to a resort once and I spent like the night in a tatami floor on a futon, but that was like my only experience with tatami. I've never actually had to like clean it or anything.
Right. Cleaning is, I know that there's like a certain way you have to clean it. I never lived in a place that had tatami either, so I don't know exactly what the rules are, but there's a certain way you have to take care of it, make sure it doesn't get moldy and all that sort of thing. So if that's a concern for you, then if you're looking for a room in Japan, you might want to avoid, the rooms that have tatami. But if you're in for the full experience, which you might as well, then maybe you do want to look for one.
Mm-hmm. It does have a little bit of a smell to it that you kind of got to get used to.
Does it? Does it smell like kind of like hay or straw or something?
Yeah, it's very grassy.
It is made out of grass.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, so this apartment has 3 rooms. So this tatami one, I should mention the numbers as well. So that number, it says 4.5. Well, if you manage to count the rectangles there, the tatami rectangles there, you'll see there are 4.5 rectangles, and that just stands for like how many tatami could fit in that room. But sometimes they'll use that number to measure out rooms which don't even have the tatami, and you'll see that in the other 2 bedrooms and then the dining and kitchen room as well. So if those rooms had tatami, you could fit about 6 tatami mats in there.
Okay.
Right. So those 2 bedrooms, the larger ones, do not have tatami, but that little small one does. So this would be, a nice, single family room if you had, a couple kids, that sort of thing. Single family apartment, I should say. How do you clean Red Bull out of tatami? Exactly. I wouldn't know what to do in that situation. Is that a meme though?
Because like the landlord's gonna be pissed if you fuck up the tatami, right?
Exactly.
Let's see. Is there a picture of the tatami room here? That's
there
not
wasn't,
tatami.
unfortunately.
That's
I was
too
kind
bad.
of bummed out.
Oh yeah, this is like. Would you say this is like a Danchi style apartment?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My screens went dark. I think I just didn't touch my computer long enough and it went to sleep. Okay, wait, it's back. We're back. Okay.
Has pretty high ceilings though. That's nice.
And the price is very nice.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
less than $300 a month at the current exchange rate, right?
Oh yeah, I see. It's in Iwate. That's probably why.
It's in the middle of nowhere. So right.
Yeah.
So just going back to like what we talked about in terms of like location, what makes a room expensive and all that. For this one, if it were, somewhere in Tokyo, and I'm sure it would be rather expensive, but since it has the 3 rooms and all that sort of thing, but since it's in the middle of nowhere, it's very affordable. And, a lot of people, when I tell them I lived in Japan, sometimes one of the things they'll say is, was it expensive? I could have been. But if you are flexible about location, if you're flexible about, not having, I almost said the same quality of life, but it's not that. The same
convenience?
Standard of life. Convenience, I guess you could say that. If you expect to live exactly in the sort of place that you live in America, the same size, the same, a parking space, something like that, yes, it's very expensive. If you're willing to live, in a 1-room apartment like we showed earlier, or just somewhere that's out in the middle of nowhere, it's really not that expensive, especially given the current exchange rates, right?
Take a look at this. Oh, there's no agency fee, no key money, no guarantor.
Oh, nice.
Just fire and that's it. Wow.
Fire insurance, that one's interesting. Would that be a recurring fee?
I
I guess not. Total monthly cost is still only $3,500.
think fire insurance is one time. I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Right. Total move-in fees would be $4,500. So yes, just one time. Interesting. That's pretty inexpensive. Yeah. Maybe because of the tatami, you have to pay that fire insurance.
Oh, and it says it's coverage for 2 years as well for the fire insurance.
Nice.
And then there's the cleaning fee as well. But the cleaning fee, it's only like 1,210 yen. That's really cheap.
Per square meter.
Oh, per square meter. Okay, I didn't see that. That changes things.
That's not too bad, though.
Yeah.
All right, you want to take a brief look at one more 1K?
Yes. Was this the one with the rats, or is that a different one?
Oh, you spoiled it.
Oh, sorry.
No. This is the Edge of Sapporo one. 1094692.
Okay, let me...
The Gotti prison one.
The Gotti prison. Okay, give me a second to organize my tabs real fast. Did I have that? You said Hokkaido?
Sapporo, yeah.
Oh, this one. Okay, got it. Yep, I have this one right here. So it looks pretty normal from the outside, but...
From the outside?
Then you have this, which is probably one of the most unique things I've ever seen in a house.
I think it's trying to be marble or slate or something.
Yeah, it's probably just like vinyl or something.
And then on the wall, you have like bolted on. I think that's trying to be marble too, or something.
Is it like concrete? It looks like concrete to me. Like, is it real concrete or is it just like wallpaper that looks like concrete? I don't know which is worse.
I would think the wallpaper would be worse.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Although
you there.
the concrete might be really cold if that's what it is.
And there's no loft
Which is
too
not
with this
great.
one.
Is
this the loft?
That's the loft.
Why did they put marble like for the floor of the loft?
It's like a disco, like the floor of a disco or something.
It really is.
And then there's those pipes kind of coming up out of nowhere, going.
The pipes. That's very. I'd worry about hitting my head on those. I mean, I'd worry about hitting my head on the concrete walls regardless, but at least there's like a view.
Yeah, I don't know what part of the room that's supposed to be.
Is this what is this thing right here? Is that a washing machine or is it like an air purifier? Do you know what that is?
A dehumidifier, maybe?
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. It's stunning. The rubber room with the rats.
Little tub. I will say about the little tubs, at first they suck, but once you get used to them, they're not so bad.
Yeah, they're deep enough that it's not a problem.
Because that's what I never liked about like the long tubs is that it feels like, you have to really fill it up if you want to be submerged. But with these, you're all submerged in there, and it's very nice.
Yeah, I didn't take that many baths when I was in Japan, but
okay, and then this is the
layout. It was
layout.
always fun. Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, this is expensive.
You think so?
I mean, for the exchange rate, like not really, but like, I don't know. I mean, it's so weird to me that I'm like, I don't know why you'd pay this much for an apartment this weird, but that's just me.
I guess it appeals to some people. I don't know. We're having a request to have another look at the toilet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty cramped in there.
Was the tank separated? Yeah, I mean, that's not totally uncommon.
You're right.
You'll
I never
see that there's
that.
the sink on the top there. Where I mentioned earlier how toilets will have a sink where you could wash your hands.
Yeah, the weird toilet sink.
So that sounds disgusting, but the water that comes into the sink is the fresh water that comes from the tap, right? And then as it drains, it goes into like the tank of the toilet where the water that will be flushed to come into the bowl of the toilet stays, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
you think that's like more or less like ecologically sound?
Well, it's more because you don't have to use sink water to wash your hands, right?
Oh, yeah.
You wash your hands in this water and then it goes into the tank of the toilet to be reused the next time you flush it, right?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So yeah, it's I wouldn't mind having one of these in my place now, but I don't know if they even sell them in America.
Yeah, this being Hokkaido and this being like concrete building, I feel like it'd get really, really cold in here during the winter.
Yeah, it would. And just, if that is real stonework, real marble, that would be cold as well.
Oh, wait, did I read the price wrong? Wait, hold on. That's like,
It's less than $200.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I read the price wrong. Okay, no, this is really cheap. Okay, no, I was thinking 2,000. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, no, it's really cheap. Okay, do we want to go to the next one?
I just want to look at this real fast.
Okay,
Built in
sorry.
1994.
Don't let me rush you.
1994. Okay, I mean, it does look does have that look to it, but I'm so curious as to what the story is. Oh, pets are allowed in here as well, and there's free internet. Okay. Room cleaning fee. What has heater? Oh, heater. They spelled heater wrong. Whatever.
Header.
Pet's key. Oh, the pet requires key money. Okay.
What is a heater cleaning fee? I've never seen that one before.
I guess like it's to clean the heater, because I'll be real with you, I never cleaned my AC. I didn't know how, so I just kind of left it there. I don't know. The next person probably didn't clean it either. Who knows? I don't want
It's
to think
more
about it.
expensive than the room fee.
Maybe it's like a one-time thing. Like they do it after everyone moves out, because it's a 2-year lease. And if you think about it, like a heater that hasn't been cleaned for 2 years, that's kind of yucky, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Are
And
pets
there's
mostly not
parking
allowed as
too.
a standard? I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see.
Oh, parking available. Nice.
See, oh, there's a park nearby. I don't really know Hokkaido that well. It's by a university. Oh, it's okay. It's Sapporo. It's kind of, you could probably get to Sapporo from there like relatively easily. I don't know. It's always so hard for me to like judge how like far apart things are on maps, especially in Japan. Like I'll look at something and I'll be like, "Oh, that's really far." And then it's like, "Oh, I could actually just walk this," you know?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, the one with the rats. Oh, that was this one. Okay. So this one, very, very cheap apartment.
Yes, and we're about to find out why. So a very cheap apartment for Shinjuku.
Mm.
So, if you look at that layout, you'll see there's a very weird kind of indentation in the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a toilet, we have a sink, we do not have a shower or bath of any sort.
Oh yeah, you'd have to
So-
go to Sento if you wanted to bathe.
Yep. No heater, no air conditioning. You just have the windows to adjust your climate. I imagine you could bring like a plug-in electric heater, but then where would you plug it in? You'll notice there's not many power outlets here.
Oh yeah.
And
Ew.
yes,
Ew. That's so gross. Oh, what is this?
it looks so musty and damp, right?
Is that in the bathroom?
I think that's where the washing machine would go.
Oh. Cause yeah, these pictures don't really.
Or did I say
the pic-
washing machine? There's no washing machine either. I think that, yeah, what is that? I'm not exactly sure. Maybe the shoe removal area?
That's where they keep the rats.
Yeah, maybe. If you look at the description, they
Oh
mention,
yes.
fortunately they do mention it, that there's a rodent problem. Please be
See,
aware of the
where-
following.
Oh, sorry, I scrolled past it. I'm sorry. Where was it again? Oh, here we go. There have been reports of rodent problem in the building.
Great. That's not the only problem in the building. If you look down a little bit more, you'll see it's labeled as an apartment with past incidents. So what does that mean? I looked up like what exactly that could mean, because I had an idea, and sure enough, it is probably Jikobuken, which kind of means like incident property. And this is a property where there may have been a murder or a suicide that happened there. Sorry if using these words on stream gets you in trouble. I should have.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Or it could have been the case where somebody, passed away just because of old age or some other circumstances, and nobody found their body for a while. So it was just kind of, hanging out there with the rats in this apartment for, a couple days or a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, there are standards in place where if something like that happened within the last 3 years, it has to be listed on the apartment listings and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
For low, 3.6 thousand a month. No, this is 3,600. Or 3,600. That's the same thing. It's closer to 360, right?
Yeah,
If you
like
do the divide by
$300, give or
100 thing.
take.
Right. So it's very cheap, but there are certainly reasons for its cheapness, and it's not just the weird layout, and it's not just not having an air conditioning. It's not just a rodent problem. It's all that plus, there may be ghosts as well.
Yeah, it's haunted as shit. Let's see, where is this? Oh, okay, I see where this is. Okay. Yeah, so this is probably like, this is more or less like low income housing, I would say, probably in Tokyo, like the way this building looks.
Yeah, probably something like a day laborer
Hmm.
would rent out this sort of place. Oh, I was gonna add. Oh, well, too late now. Anyway, other issues aside, so pretend we had no rodents, pretend we had no ghosts, pretend we had no mildew problem, no recent issues, that sort of thing. Would you be able to live in a place like this? What do you think?
With well, like the lack of the bathroom, like no, I'm sorry, I need like a shower or a bathtub
You
or
need a
something.
shower.
I'm not
That's
using a
relatable.
public bath. I'm just not.
Yeah, the size is very tight, right? Like if you go to the pictures and you look at the size
Yeah, like
again,
there's that weird indent. I still can't figure out what that is, and it doesn't say what it is either.
I don't know what that's supposed to be either, but can you imagine fitting a bed in here?
Oh, it would have to be like basically just a tiny little mattress.
Right. But that is where we come into something I want to mention, which is kind of like a life hack of living in a small Japanese apartment.
Yes.
And that is a futon. And
The
when
humble
we say
futon.
futon, there is like this, it's kind of been ruined in the West where we have the idea of the futon being like this really thick mattress that you put on like this frame that can like turn into a couch, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But of course, the Japanese futon is basically this. It's much thinner, and it's smaller. It's not like, multiple people couldn't really fit on it. And you just put it on the floor like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're done sleeping, you fold it up and you put it into the closet. Like in the back of the picture here, you have that closet there. That's probably where you put it. This is probably a hotel or something.
Most likely.
Yeah, you put it in there. Or you would hang it on your balcony to kind of air it out. Because if you don't air it out, it will eventually get mildew and get kind of gross. But you do that, and then suddenly, magically, all that room is freed up in your room, right? And then you also don't have the issue if you have people over for dinner, that sort of thing. They're not in the same room that you sleep, right? The vibe is kind of different. So I knew one person who came to Japan, slept on a futon one night and was like, I can't do this, and bought a bed and put a bed inside their little tiny apartment. And if you cannot be that person, you will be just fine, sleeping on a futon and not having to worry about that taking up so much space in a small apartment. So I would definitely recommend getting used to the futon life if you can adjust to it.
Yeah, the time I did spend sleeping on a futon was actually pretty good. I prefer a hard mattress in general, so being that close to the floor was not really a problem for me. The one thing I will say about futon is that I feel like it's the kind of thing that you really got to keep your floor extra clean if you're going to be sleeping on a futon.
Yeah, I mean, you feel the grossness of having dust or something on the floor when your face is 6 inches away from it. I can relate to that, yeah. But I mean, that's kind of a good thing, keeps you disciplined to keep your room clean, right?
Yeah, especially I feel like with tatami, since there's not really can't really put much of a desk in there, can you? It's probably more incentive. You're probably more incentivized to keep a tatami room clean than you are to keep a linoleum floor clean.
Yeah, no idea how to clean it though.
Yeah, still not sure about that one.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about a very interesting apartment building that was in Tokyo until rather recently.
Yes. So I believe that's this one, correct?
That is this one. This building is called the Nakagin Capsule Tower, or at least it used to be called that. Unfortunately, it is no longer standing. It was demolished in 2022, but it was built in 1972, so it was up for 50 years. It was located in the Ginza area, which is kind of a bougie area. And it was kind of built as a new concept for apartment buildings. So each one of those little capsules are actually detachable. And
oh, really?
The idea was, yes. So the idea was that every 20 years or so, they would detach the capsule and then kind of, either retrofit it or just replace it entirely, so that these buildings would always have very new apartments attached to them. Unfortunately, the idea didn't exactly catch on. The building, of course, did have its fans, very unique architecturally speaking. But just the idea didn't catch on, and they never made these replacements for the buildings. You have the interior shots here. So they would be manufactured off-site. And then actually, so the, fittings and, you see the televisions there. They had reel-to-reel audio players, tape players as an option. So you couldn't get a cassette player, you couldn't get a record player, but you had, your all your music on these massive reels. You could play it on your reel-to-reel player there.
Wow.
They're all built into the walls there, right? So you select the options that you want for your capsule. They would build it, and then they would truck it over to the construction site, bolt it onto that central stairwell area. And that would be your apartment.
I see. Oh yeah, this is a modern picture. This guy has a MacBook in here.
Yeah. Up until 2022, there were still a few people living in there, but unfortunately, just so many of the buildings fell into disrepair. They were never replaced like it was intended, and so eventually, somebody bought out the whole building and demolished it. It is in the Ginza. I keep wanting to say neighborhood. I guess that's a good enough word for it.
Yeah.
Which is very bougie, very expensive. So it will probably be replaced with a very tall apartment building with a lot more apartments that they can get a lot more money for.
Most likely.
But it is kind of sad that this idea never caught on because of just the uniqueness of the capsules, the concept of the capsules. And some of the capsules did survive. I think they've been trucked off to museums in various parts of the world, including America. I would love to see one someday, but unfortunately won't be able to see it in its proper context, which is attached to the building.
I see. So it's all detachable. That is very fascinating. You know what it kind of reminds me of? This whole modular design. People still do this, but like, how people try to make like tiny homes out of like shipping crates? It kind of makes me think of that.
Yeah, kind of a similar idea. I think I wouldn't want to live in a shipping crate though. I think that would get like really hot and really cold, right?
Yeah, not really very well insulated. Yeah. And I think you also sent me this like Google Street View of it, of like the inside of one of the apartments, which is super cool.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
So
that
it
just
still
kind of gives
has
you a
like the
better idea of the size of it, I think.
yeah. So these are like really, really tiny. This is like a micro apartment if there ever was one.
I think they were intended to be kind of like second apartments for like businessmen who would live in other parts of Japan, but then they'd have to come into Tokyo for business, so then they could come to this apartment. But it turned out that people would just live in them anyway full time, right?
Yeah, I have never been to a capsule hotel. Like the idea just like doesn't appeal to me at the slightest. But
No,
I
me
always
neither.
see like these. I was like, oh, it's like this upscale capsule hotel, and it's like I would prefer not to.
The prices I've seen for them are not that great. It seems like for just a few bucks more, might as well just get a normal hotel room, right?
Yeah, get a business
I think
hotel
they're
room for like a
gimmick.
few bucks more, pretty much.
I think they're just all a gimmick tourist thing at this point, right?
I mean, the only like basic thing I can see it being useful for is like if you're like in between flights and you have a really long layover and you're like, okay, like I just need to sleep for like 5 hours or something. But like to actually like plan your trip and being like, okay, I'm gonna spend like 3 days in this capsule hotel, it's like absolutely not.
No. I guess it would be good for the gimmick, but I wouldn't want to spend an extended time in there. No. All right. Do we want to go on to the videos?
Yes, I think the one you sent me is like the dude with the tiny apartment.
Yeah, I thought that one was cool.
So this is supposedly, according to Tokyo Lens, whoever they are, Japan's worst tiny apartment. This video
This
is
channel actually has a lot of both shorts and full-size videos about interesting apartments. So it's a
Okay,
good one to
okay.
browse if you just want to see a whole bunch of these. Capsule Tower, my beloved, I miss thee. Kinbei, were you actually able to go to the tower while it was still standing? Is that what you're saying?
You said it was removed in 2022, correct?
Yes.
Oh, because when I first went to Japan, I went in 2019. I'm kind of sad that I didn't go out of my way to see it. I didn't even know about it back then. Damn.
Yeah, neither did I. I didn't know about it until after I came back. I'm disappointed. I've never taken a step outside the US. Okay, so you're just nostalgic for what you see in the pictures. That's relatable. I can relate to that.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
All right, let's get to the video.
This is Japan's craziest apartment, hands down.
This is it. The whole thing is basically just a giant triangle. In fact,
We
to
have
give you
no
a bit
audio.
of reference, but the building
You have no
itself
audio?
is filled with challenges, starting with this staircase.
Wait, wait. Oh wait, Murray, can you hear the stream audio? Wait, can you guys in chat hear the audio?
I cannot. I'm watching the stream. I can't hear the stream audio. Wait, no, I have the stream muted. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. Okay, here we go.
We are greeted by the shower area, and there's a bath in here.
But
That's a bath?
only
The
way
fuck?
to really understand this place is to look at it from above. My hands can touch both sides. But you may have also noticed that there's no toilet inside the
You
apartment.
actually got to go to the front door, put your shoes back on,
Oh no.
And then your toilet.
now the door itself doesn't even open all the way, and
This is your toilet space.
now this almost certainly takes the prize for the single smallest toilet space I have ever been in, and there's not a lot of ventilation, so it gets really hot in here.
Oh,
but
God.
by far the most interesting part of shooting this video is the warnings that I got. I will cover those in the full video on YouTube along with the price, but the big question is, would you live here?
This is Japan's
I gotta say, I would not live there. No, not even if it was free. Well, maybe if it was free, but I don't know. I'd have to.
It would
I
be
just-
tough.
It would be tough because like even him, I don't know if he can even lie down like in that room. That's how small it looks.
He looks like he's a kind of a tall guy. I'm probably shorter
Yeah.
than him. It might be a little bit easier for me.
Because he
but,
was bending down to get through those doorways.
Yeah. That, of course, as I mentioned, like you'll see these videos on YouTube. Do not think that like this is usual for Japan. Do not think that like, whatever quirky Japan videos you see are actually usual. The country music bars are not on every corner.
Yeah, this is not like a normal thing.
Right. But I might be able to. It would be tough if it was really cheap. The full video is interesting, and I think they mentioned the price in the full video, but I haven't seen it. But I haven't seen it recently anyway. It was a long time ago. But yeah, that is an extreme for sure.
I just like feel like for the real estate agents who have to like show people these apartments, like how do you like how do you sell this to people, you know? Like, oh, it's compact, like you gotta, it's, like, oh, it's the toilet is small, but if you don't use the toilet that often, it's probably fine.
It's very distinctive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't
and
know. It might be in a really good neighborhood.
that's true. But like the playlist of videos I've had is from like a real estate company, and they're like showing off all these like weird ass apartments, and some of them are pretty funny. But yeah, it definitely seems like it would be hard to like sell people on this,
Sure. So yeah, if you want to go to your playlist, I will unmute the stream so I can see those because I haven't seen those yet.
Yes.
Oh God, I sound so terrible. My own
Can it be a
voice is terrible.
house? How can a house be so thin? What's it like inside? Let's take a look. Click on the icon and find the perfect room from the link on our profile. Come on in. There's a hallway and a space for a washing machine. Further in is the kitchen. We found a large space for a fridge and a built-in kitchen with ample storage space. Oh, I was told this was a super cramped building, but it's better equipped than I imagined. The wet area has a bathroom sink and the bath and toilet are separated. I was expecting a lot worse.
The bathroom
Let's
actually does look
upstairs
nice
to
for
the
this
second
one.
floor. This is a 14.3 square meter room. There's not enough width to place a bed horizontally, so it'll have to be placed vertically. The loft is pretty low, so spending too much time here won't be comfortable, but it looks like a great place to store your belongings. Despite its exterior, the house surpassed my expectations. Living alone here wouldn't be so bad.
And this is a house. I just realized this, but it always like interests me as like So like you have this tiny space of land and it's so tiny that barely anyone could live on there, and you decide like, you know what, I'm gonna build a house on this land and sell it to someone. Like what, like I don't know. Why would you do that?
I mean, what else are you going to do with that property?
I don't know. Make it into like a park. Well, parks don't generate money. That's
Exactly.
Hmm. I mean, I'm sure
That
someone
looks really
eventually
comfortable,
will.
though.
Oh yeah, this one isn't so bad. This one is just like you'd probably have to get used to the narrowness, but it's not like the worst thing in the world.
The bedroom looked pretty big, actually.
Mm-hmm. Roll
I
out of
mean,
there too many
and-
times in the morning. Yeah.
In terms of like the total size, I mean, obviously it was very narrow, but it was long, so you had a good amount of room up there, I think.
I suppose the benefit to having a bed in an inconvenient spot is that it would like dissuade you from spending a lot of time there, you know? As opposed to like when you have your bed like right next to your desk, it's like, oh, I could just lay down for a nap for like 20 minutes. But if it's like up there, it's like, oh, you know, I'd have to climb up the ladder and then I'd have to climb down. No, I'll just keep working at my desk, you know? It'll keep you productive.
I guess that's one way of looking at it. Yeah, sure, get your butt out of bed.
Yeah. Use the land to be big for buried treasure. Oh, there you go. It's not built for bed rot. Exactly. All right.
Narrow and cramped. How can anyone live in such an incommodious house? Find the best properties in Japan with Fang Tokyo. Come on in. Hey, it's more spacious than it appears from the outside. First, we have a water closet and a 4.1 square meter kitchen. Let's see, the kitchen sink can also be used as a bathroom sink. You can switch this place depending on the situation. This little space belongs to a fridge. The creativity to make the best of the small capacity is impressive. Let's
Yes,
head
you
up
need
to
to
the
have
second
creativity
floor. The
for it.
stairs of this property take up about half the width. Bringing in household appliances might be a challenge. Oh, never mind. Everything, including this washing machine, has already been prepared beforehand. Nothing to worry about anymore. What do you think? Will you be able to handle living in this unique little house? Gosh, I wonder who thought of building a house like this.
Yeah, my thoughts
Narrow
exactly.
and cramped. How
I mean, I could see this working. It's just like when I see that narrow hallway to the bedroom, it's kind of like that's going to be a pain to get like a mattress in there, you know? Probably better off with like a tatami. I mean, not tatami, a futon or something.
Yeah, I didn't like that one as much as the last one. What did she mean by the kitchen sink could also be used as a bathroom sink? Like,
Because I
didn't the
noticed that there
bathroom have
was
its
like
own
the,
sink?
yeah, it did have like a toilet sink, but I guess if you didn't want to use the toilet sink, then you could use the kitchen sink.
Then you
I
could
guess
you
if
could
you really
go
wanted to.
downstairs and touch the railing with your unwashed hands, and then touch the handle of the kitchen sink with your unwashed. No, you got to have different sinks for that. I don't like that at all.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't want to cross contaminate the sinks. Yeah, it's unique. It's a talking point. Exactly. You need to be creative to utilize the space. That's how they do it.
Yeah, I prefer that. I prefer the previous one.
See this one.
These are the features
Oh,
of
this
a tiny
one.
Tokyo apartment in a slightly expensive area. Heated toilet with no wash,
yeah, this one.
360-degree floor-to-ceiling windows. They open up so you can see outside. A little bar for safety over here. The windows even have blinds that you can close like that all the way around. There's a washing machine right here, as well as a tiny, I guess you can call it kitchen, with a small sink. Two
No room to chop
induction
anything
heaters,
up.
your air conditioner is in the worst possible place, as well as your plugs are under the ground.
so
like this,
far
and there are
down.
Not that many for the whole apartment. And then this brings you all the way back around to your tub and your toilet. Full video up on Tokyo Lens. These are the features of a tiny Tokyo.
Yeah, this is like one of these ones that I'm just like, why would you build this? Like, was this just like a joke by an architect or something, you know?
It's like on the outside of the building, and is there something inside?
That's what I
Like-
can't figure out, because I have seen more like shorts and videos of this building, and it like, I think there's like a small area for like a bed, but for the like the bathroom parts and everything else is like on the like outside of that area. It's very strange.
It should be the other way around, because I don't see any curtains or blinds for you to use while you're pooping or taking a shower here, right? Or I guess there's
Yeah.
a shower curtain, but still,
Like when you get a change, are you just gonna flash the whole neighborhood?
do you have a choice?
It's just like in the why would you do this? This is like got to be a joke by an architect, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if this one's real. I don't know. This might be like a museum, an art piece or something.
Oh, maybe. Because, like, I have seen, like, multiple people talking about, like, oh, this apartment, but you're right. It could be just, like, one of those things where people are just, like, sensationalizing something that's not actually, like, real. Because there's a lot of that when it comes to, like, Japan content. People being like, whoa, look at this thing. And it's like, this thing is, like, not even a real thing, you know?
I thought he said 360 degrees floor to ceiling windows in the toilet room. Well, it kind of looks that way.
Yeah, I think he did say that. Let me play it again.
Your apartment in a slightly expensive area, heated toilet with no washlet, 360-degree floor-to-ceiling windows.
Yeah, he
They
did
open
say
up
that.
so you can see outside a little.
No washlet either. So do you have to wash your hands in the kitchen sink for this one?
Bar for
Wasn't there another?
over here.
Go to the very
Windows.
end. I think there was another sink kind of by the bathtub on the other side of the bathtub, right?
Oh, okay. Let me see. Oh,
Back
yeah, that one.
around.
Okay. Yeah, but then you'd have to like climb over the bathtub or go all the way around to wash your hands.
Or just wash them in the bathtub.
This brings
I guess
all
you
the
could
way
do that.
Yeah, I don't think this is real.
Yeah, everyone can see you pooping from every angle. You get arrested for public indecency in your own house.
back around to your tub and your toilet.
Yeah, this one is quite a doozy. I still do think this has got to be like some kind of like joke apartment or something. I'll have to do more research on this like after stream to see, because I have seen this before. Okay,
Yeah, I
let's see what
think
the
I've
next
seen
one
this short
is.
before too. I don't think it's real.
Mhm.
A bedroom above the door? Introducing a property only 7 minutes by train to Ikebukuro. Find the best properties in Japan with Fame Tokyo. Come on in! First, a shoe cabinet with adjustable shelves and a kitchen. It's made of stainless steel and has a stylish appearance. Moving on to the next room, the wooden floors create a calming ambiance and the room feels spacious thanks to the high ceilings. Let's head out to the balcony from here. It doesn't have the most orthodox design, but it'll
Yeah,
be
it's
a
a
great
weird
place to
balcony.
unwind or enjoy some fresh air. Back inside, we found a loft. You can use this door to go outside. It's like a second entrance door. I wouldn't recommend using the loft above as a bedroom since the ceiling is rather low. Finally, the wet area. Unfortunately, the toilet is not separated. However, it is well equipped with a nice sink and a bathroom drying system. It was built just last year. What do you think? That's all for today. A bedroom above.
This one isn't so bad. I think this one is fine. I just feel like the loft area, it's like not good enough to be a bedroom, so then where are you supposed to sleep?
I guess in just the single room. But
guess
yeah, that
so.
is more of a storage area, right?
Yeah. Let me just go through this one more time. Hold on. So there's the room.
The wooden floors create a calming ambiance
Yeah,
and the
here,
room feels
you put-
spacious
you
thanks
put
to
it
the
right
high
under.
ceilings. Let's head out to the balcony from here. It doesn't have
Oh yeah, because on the other side of this, that's the Oh, okay. I see how this is laid out now. Okay, yeah, you'd have to sleep right there, wouldn't you? Okay. Then I guess you could use that for storage if you really wanted to. Yeah, this one's I don't know how I feel about this one, to be honest with you.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's not as bad as the other one, that's for sure.
It looks like it'd have really good lighting.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
And yeah, having
This is
two
the beauty of-
like a back door is kind of unusual.
Mhm.
You don't usually see that in Japanese apartments.
That's true, you're right. It's usually just like one door, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, let's see what this one is.
Tokyo Life. Today's property is 15 minutes from Ikebukuro and offers a delivery box perfect for those living alone. Find the best properties in Japan with Fame Tokyo.
Why is the the mailbox good for people living alone? That seems like a
I-
weird thing to say.
I guess like if you live with roommates or something, they can pick up your mail, your packages when you're not there. Is that what she meant?
I guess. I don't know. It just seems like a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Come on in. The space inside the entrance door is pretty narrow. It's only 6.5 square meters, a 7.1 square meter room further in. It's designed for a single person, specifically someone with little luggage. The kitchenette is quite compact. Next up, the balcony. It's spacious and has a great view. Excelente! For your peace of mind, this property has an auto-locking system. It also has a designated spot for your washing machine. Lastly, we'll show you the toilet. Believe it or not, there's a shower space right next to it. The layout might present a challenge when it comes to undressing. That's all for today.
Yeah, having to
This is-
step over the toilet every time you need to use the shower, that's kind of a pain.
I like that balcony though. That was a nice view.
The balcony was very nice.
That one,
But yeah,
I
this
could-
is... I mean, I guess like if you have like no books or like... I don't even know if you can fit a desk in here, can you?
maybe lengthwise.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Because like this, I feel like is an example of something you would probably want to have a futon in, right? Just so you could maximize the amount of space you have.
Oh, you'd have to, yeah. I don't like track lighting.
Mm. It seems like a weird
I-
choice, yeah.
I don't know why they just don't just have like one good ceiling light here, right?
Mm-hmm. Also, again, like no place to cut your vegetables. Not that you'd probably be doing... Is there even a microwave in here? I would assume that's up here. Oh no, that's the range. You don't even get a microwave.
Yeah, no microwave. I mean, you can
This
cut
my basement
Oh, God.
room has so many
on the
aspects that raise
stove, like if it's not hot,
This-
right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. You could like heat stuff up in a pan if you really wanted to, but you know, like this is another one that I feel like is like an example of perhaps someone who just like comes to Tokyo for business and then they just
Mhm.
kind of like they don't really live there like full around the year.
Yeah, maybe they don't even cook there, right?
Mm-hmm. Because this was an apartment. I remember she said this was an apartment. Water.
15 minutes from Ikebukuro doesn't sound like that much of a flex. That's almost everywhere.
Yeah, that's not that big of a flex. I agree.
It's a well-connected station. You can get 15 minutes from Ikebukuro. It's like the entire city.
Pretty much, yeah. Let's see.
This semi-basement room has so many aspects that raise concerns. Today's property is an 11-minute distance from Shibuya. Come on in, take a look at this closet. Nope, it's a space for a fridge. The kitchen sink is right by the entrance and the living room is 15.7 square meters. We'll get back to this area later on. Here we have an induction cooktop. This is the space for a washing machine, followed by the wet areas. You don't come by this level of crampedness very often. Let me show you the view from inside the bathtub. There's a toilet directly in front.
Toilet
Down here is a 21.9 square meter bedroom. So the strange looking floor from earlier connects to this room. Wow, how many things seemed
That's
off
actually
about
pretty
this
cool.
property? This
Yes.
semi-basement
I do like how the bedroom is actually
Wait.
very spacious.
So that vent area. Wait. Can you go back to that? The
Yes.
part from underneath.
Hmm. This is like a vent, and then
So the
It
strange looking
basically-
floor from earlier connects to this room.
yeah. So it's like a 2-floor house, I think.
What?
It says it's a semi-basement. I don't know what a semi-basement means.
So
Does that mean
is
this
the
is the
idea
basement?
that like that's for getting sunlight into the room, like through the floor, ceiling?
I guess because I assume this bedroom area is like the basement, right?
Right. That's weird. I've never seen that before. That's unusual.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it does look fairly spacious for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
At least, I mean, that part. Obviously, the bathroom was some kind of disaster.
Yeah, the bathroom. Let me go back to that. Like, okay, so it's like this is for the fridge, as she said, which is like okay, it's weird, but sure, why not?
Mhm.
Go back to the bathroom.
You don't come by this level of crampedness very often. Let me show you the view from inside the bathtub.
Yeah, that's very
There's
strange.
a toilet directly in front. Down here is a
I appreciate that she's at least, being honest about, this place isn't going to be for everybody, right? She's giving it to us somewhat straight. There's an appeal to that for sure.
Hmm. I wonder if all these weird properties, like they can't like rent them out to Japanese people because Japanese people know better, so they're just trying to like get foreigners to come to these places. Do you think that's the case?
No, I don't, because if there's I feel like if somebody were to limit themselves to only renting to foreigners, that would be unnecessarily like restricting their market.
That's
If that
true.
makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah.
Because there's not that many foreigners in Japan that you could exclusively rent to them, I would imagine. I say that, but there actually are like like Leo Palace and that sort of thing.
Yeah, Leo Palace, right?
So I'm telling lies. That's not true. I guess there are companies that do pretty much exclusively rent to foreigners, but
Hmm. But is Leo Palace, is that like, I still don't really understand. Like, is it like a share house kind of thing, or is it like a agency?
from what I understand, I didn't live with them, but from what I understand, they do have apartments. Like they will own the entire building and then rent out the apartments themselves, right?
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
they also have share houses or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, because I thought they did share houses, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
Could be both.
Hmm. Let's see what the next one has in store for us.
This extremely thin property is packed with creative ideas. Welcome to an unusually narrow room. Find the best properties in Japan with Fang Tokyo. Come on in. The dining room and kitchen measures 8.7 square meters. Can you believe this? How will anybody live here? The kitchenette is small but has a hidden refrigerator. Hey, could this be a home theater projector? The space doesn't provide an environment to enjoy a projector. On the contrary, the proximity to the screen offers an incredibly immersive experience. Moving down to the basement, we found a 6.8 square meter room. It's the same width as the stairs. Plus, you'll need to keep your luggage minimal since storage space is scarce. The bath and toilet are separated and there's a hidden washing machine. Although it's one of the narrowest properties I've seen, the creativity in maximizing functionality is impressive. This extremely
So 6.8 square meters. Do you know what that is in feet?
Not off the top of my head. That's pretty small though. It looks almost livable though. I don't think that looks too
Because
bad.
I guess if you put like a bed underneath the stairs, it might work. It's hard for me to tell if there's like space underneath the stairs or not. I don't know.
I
that
don't think
is.
there is because oh well, maybe there is at the top there, huh?
Oh yeah. You see what I'm talking about? Because like if you
Maybe.
could fit like a futon or something in there horizontally underneath the stairs, that might be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like if that was the case, I could see this working. If it's not the case, then I don't know what to do.
That'd be a tough one.
Hmm. Go back to the
The
bathroom.
bath and toilet are
Certainly, it'd be
separated,
hard
and
to
there's a
like have somebody over
Yeah.
to have dinner or something like that because like there's no room.
That's what the
Yeah,
izakaya is for. You don't go to someone's house for dinner. You go to the izakaya, get a couple of
Yeah, I
brewskis.
guess that's true. We'd have house
and washing
parties
machine.
when I was there. Some of the other foreigners I knew.
Oh, that's fun.
But I mean, we were just all poor, so izakayas were out of our budget most of the time. But
Mm.
I had a lot of Chinese friends, so we do like hot pot and that sort of thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's always fun. Yeah, I remember we had some people over, like one of my friends, we all went over to their apartment and it was like 5 of us in this tiny, like cramped space. It was fun though. We had to like open up the window, but we were all just like playing Uno and shit. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
But this part really interested me. This
Gene.
whole like hidden washing machine. That is somewhat creative. I think that's
I
actually a
guess,
decent
but
idea.
If you use that for like counter space, you'd have to move everything off the counter before you could get it into the washing machine.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
It doesn't really seem all that useful to me. I don't understand why they would do it in the first place, why they would have to hide it.
Yeah, also getting the washing machine in there in the first place. How did they do that?
Good question.
Because that's one thing that's always kind of irritated me when I was looking at like Japanese apartments is that it's like, oh, you have to get the washing machine. You have to go out and get one yourself. And it's like, why can't there just be one in there already? I don't want to spend $500 on a washing machine.
Well, there's used electronic stores.
Yeah,
Used
that's
home
true.
goods stores.
But I'd be worried that there's going to be like mold in them, that they weren't properly cleaned, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say this one, like, I could see it working. Also, this is a nice bathroom. This is a nice bathroom. I will say that. It looks new. It looks clean.
Yeah.
Half the room is taken up by the stairs. Yeah. It's a little bit weird, that one. I do think that the projector thing is a unique feature, though. And at least they give you some room to cut vegetables if you wanted to make like a salad or something.
I don't really get the projector thing. Like, you could just put a flat screen television on the wall and not have to deal with that, right?
Yeah,
But
that's true.
We have a conversion in the chat. 73 square feet. Okay, yes, that sounds pretty small.
Yeah, that's very small. Alrighty, next one.
A narrow property without space to spread your arms? I wonder what that even looks like. Find the best properties in Japan with Fang Tokyo. Come on in. Let's start with diagonal shoe shelves and a roll-up curtain. How convenient. Your privacy can be protected from prying eyes. Over here, we found a bathroom sink, a spot for a washing machine, and a kitchen. The induction cooktop makes the area easy to clean, but the number of fixtures is minimal. Behind, we found a washlet-equipped toilet. Look, there's another roll-up curtain here. It offers a way to separate the room without taking up space. Excelente! The closet has a built-in hanger rod high enough to hang your winter-long coats. Just one thing, the wet area doesn't include a bathtub. This property seems bigger than
You'd be getting your floor wet every time you get out of the
As it turns
shower.
out, the entrance is the narrowest part of the building. I guess a narrow entrance isn't too bad.
Yeah, I do feel like this one is a little bit more spacious. Like this, like when she like stretches her arms out like that, it does look like there's more room. But the shower thing, that I mean, you could put a mat down, I guess, but
Yeah, it wouldn't be the end of the world, I think. The curtains, I don't know how I feel about
I
those.
don't get the curtain thing because you'd have to roll the curtains up every time you want to like leave your house.
Yeah. I guess I don't understand why you would need those if it were just you.
Also, I don't
Maybe-
like the floor.
Oh yeah, that looks cold, huh?
Yeah, it looks
if it is
cold.
real stone.
Like it looks like the floor of like a bathroom. Like your whole house is just a bathroom.
True.
At least
And
there's a
there's-
closet though.
Yeah, the closet would be, that looks useful. The it looks like there's a rod to dry your clothes since you wouldn't have a balcony. And they include the rod. Interesting.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I actually, the apartment that I lived at didn't have like a balcony, so I just like dried my clothes indoors. Like it wasn't really that big of a deal.
Right, yeah. I would do that when it would rain or Of course, the most fun thing was when the day would be nice and sunny, so you'd hang your clothes out to dry, and you'd head off, and a couple hours later, a typhoon would roll in and just pour rain, like buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets, and you'd just be there on the train watching it happen, knowing that your clothes are at home, just completely being soaked, and you might have to wash them again.
Yeah, that's why I always dried them indoors. Even if I had a balcony, I would still dry them indoors. I'm too American. I don't like the idea of drying my clothes outside.
It wasn't completely foreign to Americans until
Fair enough.
what dryers become a common thing, right?
Yeah, but I
My
also
grandma had
just
one of
like-
those big umbrella type of things, like like 6 feet
Oh,
wide
yeah,
that
yeah.
spun around. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And she would never let me hang off it and spin around. Anyway,
Yeah, because like the big issues I have with like drying your clothes outside are like, one, rain and weather. Number two, what if a bird poops on it? Number three, what if some freak steals your clothes? Number four, what if your clothes just like blow away in the wind?
well,
I don't know. Number
I guess
five, what
the-
if a bird throws up on it?
do birds throw up?
I mean, they do. That's how they feed their young, right?
Oh, good point. I guess some of those fears are rational. If you're like up on the 6th floor or something like that, you don't really have to worry about freaks stealing your clothes. Bird poop, I've never had that happen. I guess it theoretically could, but yes, I've had it get rained on, and I wouldn't know it if some of my clothes blew away because I just wouldn't see them again. But I imagine that has happened once or twice as well.
And also, I just like I just don't like I wouldn't hang my underwear outside. Like I think okay, this is me, but I just think that's a little bit weird.
No, I did it.
Like when I was this is like a little like, this isn't about me, but we went to I went to Italy last year with some family. We were staying at a friend's house, and they had like a little they had a little house, and they had like a fence on the house that was like, it was in front of the house, and there were neighbors, and the neighbors would hang their clothes to dry on the fence of the house we were staying at. And I remember like there was clearly like a woman who lived there, because she would just hang her like lacy bras and panties out on like the fence of the house we were staying at, and I just thought that was like fucking weird.
Yeah, that seems like a
Maybe it's a
boundaries
European
issue.
thing. Maybe it's a
Maybe-
European thing.
yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows with them?
Yeah.
No shame.
No shame, no. I mean, to be fair, I don't like using the dryer. The dryer is actually very bad for your clothes.
Mhm.
Like, I do hang dry a lot of my clothes, but I hang them dry like inside the house, you know?
Right, yeah. I've lived in places where I've done that in America just because I didn't have my dryer would break and that sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see what the next one has in store for us.
Is
Oh,
this
this
the way
one.
up to the loft? Today's newly built property is a 7-minute train ride to Yokohama and Shin Yokohama with great access to Shinkansen for travelers. I'm back! This property has the latest technology such as door locking using your phone or cards. The kitchen has ample cooking space and includes a waste disposal unit. I think you'll agree.
Now, this one is very interesting to me. I have never seen a garbage disposal in Japan before, have you?
No.
Because, like, having a garbage disposal, you need to have a specialized, like, plumbing system for that, don't you?
I don't know.
Because,
I-
like, yeah,
I don't
I don't know
think
how
so,
garbage
but-
disposals work.
I've never seen one in Japan before. That's unusual.
Because she did say this was a new building, so maybe it is something that they're, like, trying out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know otherwise you just have to, like, throw your garbage into the burnables, right? Like your food scraps and stuff.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
what
we
I
didn't
always
talk
did.
about garbage separation. Oh, that's
Oh,
a
we
fun
should
topic,
do that.
isn't it?
Garbage separation, yes.
So how garbage usually works in residential areas in Japan, there will be like certain areas, like intersections, that sort of thing, where you will be expected to bring your trash bags. You'll have to separate it into 3 separate bags. There's burnables, so that will be like your food scraps, paper, that sort of thing. Non-burnables, which will be your plastics, plastic wrap and packaging and that sort of thing. And then your recyclables, so that will be cans, bottles, and all that sort of thing. You have to, I think there's like a certain day a week, right? Or is it 2
Yeah,
days?
yeah.
I can't remember.
It's for me, it was like once a week.
Okay. And they will actually have like people in the neighborhood who are sort of in charge of making sure that you're not just being a lazy American and dumping it all in the non-burnable, right? Which is very tempting sometimes, because a week can be a very long time to have like to make sure you don't put it out a couple days early or something like that, because when you have like something rotting in your burnable food bag, you are very tempted to like get that out of your house. But no, you can't do that. I have like taken my burnable food bin and like put it out on my balcony before, just because it's been starting to go really bad.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
able to like put it in its spot, right? It wasn't trash day, so not really an ideal situation. Like, what do you do when you move out? I never got a straight answer on that. What if you do if trash day is Friday, but you're moving out on Tuesday?
Oh,
Like, can you
I actually experienced this.
Yeah.
A similar thing where when I was moving out, I think trash day was like 2 days before. My situation is also a little bit different because like the building I was in was owned by the school, I think, or at least some organization that rented out to students. So I basically took out my garbage, like the as much garbage as I could, like the day I was supposed to take it out. And then like the few days later when I moved and I still had some garbage, I basically just told the person who was like, checking to make sure I cleaned everything up, like, hey, like I have this, it's not garbage day, but I can't really do anything with it. And they were like, okay, yeah, I'll take care of it. But I don't know if that's the case for like everyone,
Yeah, I guess giving it to a friend would be a solution if you had somebody that lived really nearby. Yeah.
Oh, that's
if you knew
true. Yeah. But I do
Yeah,
remember that where I lived, there was in addition to that, there was also recycling for like boxes and stuff, which was only twice a month. And it was at a different area than the garbage collection. It was like behind some building. So in addition to taking out my burnables, my plastics, and my bottles and cans, I would also have to take out the boxes to this separate area twice a month for like recycling boxes. So there was garbage day is always like, there's always a lot to be done. And yeah, they are very particular about like what time you take it out. You know, it's like a big sign that says like, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. But I'd always see like a huge pile like of garbage like 2 days before garbage collection day. So I don't think anyone where I lived really cared. They would just throw their stuff there regardless.
Nice. I think when I did it, I just went ahead and put it, in the trash area a couple days early, and I wasn't there to be yelled at about it, so you know.
Oh, you know what sometimes I would do? So there was like another apartment building directly in front of the one I was staying at, and they had like a big like dumpster in front of the building for like the residents of the building. And sometimes when no one was looking, I would just chuck my trash over there.
Nice. Like, what else are you supposed to do, right?
Exactly.
I do tend to have the attitude of like, things in Japan aren't better or worse, they're just different, right? But sometimes there are things which I think, okay, this is worse, and the trash situation is one of them. Yeah, I want a trash can I can keep outside and put all, whatever stinky garbage I want into it, and I don't want to separate it and be, Nazi'd about putting a can in the non-burnable when it's actually recyclable, or vice versa, or that sort of thing. So
Oh, and then it's like you also, if there's like a label on your bottle, you have to take the label off of your bottle. You have to clean all of your jars and cans. You have to rinse them out.
Yeah, I totally cleaned all my jars and cans all the time.
Yeah, same here. Thankfully, like no one where I lived was very like strict about it, but I was always super paranoid. I was like, okay, I have to do this perfectly every time, otherwise something bad is going to happen to me. Someone's going to yell at me, or like they're going to arrest me or something,
I've heard it does happen that people get yelled at, especially, they'll be on the watch for foreigners because the foreigners don't know what they're doing, right? I've heard of it happening.
Yeah, I think the area I was living in had a lot of foreigners, so people just didn't really care. They were just like used to it.
Fair enough. Okay, I don't think we finished this video.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
When I say it makes managing food waste incredibly convenient. Moving on to the wet areas, there's a washlet-equipped toilet and spotless fixtures since it's a new building. The bathroom has a ventilation system. Further in is an 8.9 square meter room with insulation properties. This is the only way to get to the loft? There's plenty of storage space here, but climbing that wall is such a hassle. Oh wait, look, there's a ladder here. The 4.9 square meter loft has enough space to sleep in. Here's a peek at the other amazing rooms. This is the way up.
So the climbing wall is obviously just like a fun way to kind of like decorate the apartment. One thing that bothered me about the loft though is
It has enough space to sleep in.
that thing right here. What the hell is this? It's like square. Is it supposed to be like a bedside table, perhaps?
I guess you could use it as that. Maybe that's like the top of the bathroom area or something.
Maybe.
Like the shower unit.
What was underneath it? Go back a little bit, because I'm thinking, is it like the range from the kitchen or something? 'Cause there's the toilet.
It's gotta be something like that, right?
Yeah. Okay, no, it's not the kitchen. Or maybe it is the kitchen. Let me hold on.
It's incredibly convenient. Moving
Possibly?
on to the wet areas, there's a washlet-equipped toilet.
Yeah, it's
and
hard to tell.
spotless
It's hard to tell. The bathroom does look very nice, though. I like the new bathroom.
The toilet seat raising on its own accord, that bothers me. I don't like that.
Really? You prefer to
will
lift it up
raise
yourself?
I will raise the lid when I want the lid to be raised.
You know what? Fair.
I don't want. I don't like the washlets. I'm sorry. I don't. I can't with the washlets. Just give me a normal toilet and let me wash let me clean myself like I've always cleaned myself. And
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like bidets scare me. I know it's like normal in like Europe and Asia, but they just I can clean myself. You know, I can do that on my own. Thank you. I don't need a weird machine to spray water in my bunghole. Like, no, thank you.
we're on the same page in that regard. Yeah.
Yeah. Not for me. Not for me.
Yeah. The magic, fancy toilets is another one of those things that are talked about in Japan that are kind of true, especially in these newer apartments and in like hotel rooms and that sort of thing. But I don't see the appeal. I just want my normal toilet. I want the seat to be cold, so that way I know nobody else has been sitting there.
Yeah, the warm seats are unsettling. I agree.
We are so on the same page in that regard. Yeah. No,
I don't know if
no
this
good.
is the same in men's bathrooms, but in women's bathroom, there's like a sound option on the toilet that plays like a noise so that people can't hear you pee. Do they do that in the men's room as well or no?
Maybe. I never touched it. I would never. I never played with any of those things.
Yeah, because it's actually kind of like nice, like when you think about it, because it's like, sometimes you're in a public toilet and you've got gas or something and it's embarrassing, so you just turn on the noise and it's like birds chirping over and you can do your business in peace. It's great, and no one is the wiser.
No one is the wiser. Well, then they know you're playing that music for some reason, right?
Well, yeah, but if everyone's playing the music, then it's fine, right? Because sometimes the music automatically plays in the women's toilets. Like you go into the toilet and the music just starts.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you like connect your MP3 player? You select past the aux cable and select which one.
I don't think so. It's usually like either nature sounds like birds chirping or the sound of water running. It's usually like one of those two.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't care if people hear me doing my business. That's what I'm there for, right? Everybody knows it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, that one, I don't like the climbing wall gimmick. I think that's kind of silly, but the rest of it looks fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because like this area down here is so spacious. Like you could use the loft for a storage area and just put the bed down here,
Yeah. Oh, and it's got a balcony too.
Mm-hmm. Different rooms in the same property. Okay, they didn't really show the other rooms. Okay. But yeah, these are just some examples of like quote unquote weird apartments. Like these are by no means normal. These are just like some kind of unique ones that I chose to show everyone.
Yeah, if you want a normal apartment example, look at those first two or three, I guess I should say, listings that we went over earlier. The 1K and then the 3DK. And yeah, definitely check out this site if you're interested. I can spend hours on this site. The filters in the upper right corner of the page, there's a lot of filters there. So if you want to see like really cheap apartments and what they look at, you can set the maximum price. You can set a certain location. If you want it to be near a certain station, if you're actually looking for a listing, then yeah, you can set like which station it's nearby and that sort of thing. Very, very useful. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I want to do some. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to take a bathroom break. Or do you mind taking just like a quick couple minute break and then we can come back?
I don't mind at all because truthfully, I need to take one as well.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty, let me switch over to the BRB screen here. Alrighty, and then I will mute and I will see you guys in a couple minutes. Bye-bye. Okay, we are back. We are back.
Robot Shibe said something interesting in chat. To be able to afford an old house in the Japanese countryside. So the urbanization that I talked about earlier is still happening to some degree, and that's kind of coming into play as well with the lowered birth rate. The Japanese birth rate is currently lower than replacement, and immigration isn't helping out with that as it is in America. So population is declining, right? And so that means that the cities themselves are kind of maintaining population or sometimes even growing, but in the countryside is where cities tend to get smaller and some just flat out die, right?
Yeah.
So there are very affordable houses out in the countryside, and there are also like YouTube channels that you'll see. I see one that pops up on Twitter a lot of like, free houses in the Japanese countryside and
Yeah,
all that
I've
sort of
seen
thing.
those.
They're free for a reason, though. Like even in a city which is declining in population and there's just not people buying up a lot of real estate there. A free house will be free for a reason. So they're kind of clickbait, really. So you don't want to get too excited if you see those sorts of videos. They're going to have a lot of problems, infestations, or just need a lot of work to be brought up to a livable standard.
Because isn't most of the value in the land rather than the house itself?
That as well, yeah. But I mean, even the land, if you can't grow anything on it, if it is just a residential plot of land, then it will be pretty affordable. But just be aware that, like, if you see these clickbait videos about free houses in Japan or very inexpensive houses in Japan, there's a reason. But if you do, want to get a very affordable house in Japan, they are available. Just don't get too excited by those videos. You are going to still pay for something.
You're going to need
decent.
a lot of work, right?
The very inexpensive ones, yeah, for sure. Especially ones if there's nobody that's been living in there and maintaining them for a while.
Yeah, because I remember even where I lived, and I was in a pretty urban area, there were still a lot of like abandoned buildings and abandoned houses and stuff. But yeah, whenever I see those ones that are like super cheap, it's like they've got to be haunted as shit, right? Someone's got to have died there, right?
Maybe. So we're just gonna like browse around the listing site, right?
Yeah, I said I wanted to look in Osaka and see what's around here. Let's see. This is a 1R apartment. Remind me again what R stands for.
Just one room.
One room, okay.
Not even a separate kitchen area on this one. When you look at the listing pages, like the first few listings will be like advertisements, like featured ones, right?
Ah, okay.
So not really organically. This one's
This one looks like a dorm, kind of like
Yeah.
Is this like a student apartment?
It's pre-furnished. What's the word for that? It has furniture in it already. So yeah, that would be something for like a student or foreigners who don't want to bother with buying all their own stuff.
Oh yeah, because there's the fridge and there's like little. Okay, you get a toaster oven in this? I didn't even get a toaster. I had to make my toast in the microwave.
That works.
It had a toast setting and it kind of worked, but
okay,
it wasn't
like
it's not the same.
It was like one of those combination microwave oven type of things.
I guess like it was like a toast button and the same as like the sense of a popcorn button,
Yeah.
It did the job though. It did the job. Yeah, this is like
Right.
very. Let me look at the layout to this. Yeah, this is very similar to kind of like what I had. Pretty
Okay.
similar. Yeah, just like one room, and then there's like the kitchen right across from the bed area, and there's like the bathroom. So yeah, but oh yeah, it's a college building. Okay.
I'm not really familiar with Osaka. How's this location?
Midotsuji line. Let me see on the map. Oh, okay. It's a little out of the way. Like, obviously, you can take the train to get into the central area, and you could get to the Sanyo Shinkansen fairly easily. But it is like, It is like a little out of the way, I guess. Like a 15-minute walk, 9-minute walk. Okay, it's not so bad. It's not terrible.
I do think it's cool that it's by the river like that.
Mm-hmm. Do they have any pictures of like the river or the view? It's interesting because it's like this like very nice looking lobby. And then there's this kind of like old ass ancient kitchen.
Yeah, the lobby. I don't know what they were going for with that.
It's
it looks a little
very
too
strange.
elaborate, right?
It's very elaborate, yeah. More like a hotel rather than like a college dorm kind of thing.
Right.
Okay, let's see. 1DK. You said these top ones are like advertisements? Oh yeah, because they're green. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if is there a way to like sort by. Oh, there is a sort by. Let's do rent low to high and see what comes up.
That
That
is a very high rent. Yeah.
yeah, that's a little odd. Maybe let's try.
I think it's still showing
Oh.
advertisements first or something.
Maybe. Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, I think it was showing advertisements first. Okay.
Okay.
And 1R apartments. This is oh, that's very cheap. Year built 1989. Hot dog. Yeah, this is also pretty similar to what I had. Okay, got a place for your bikes. Oh, wait, is it outside the washer? Is it out? Oh, it's like a shared washer dryer unit kind of thing.
It is outside. It looks like, yeah.
Okay, so I
you got
okay.
it's right next to the mailboxes. It looks like,
Uh-huh.
but it does have
Okay,
a
you-
dryer. That's nice.
Get a little tiny balcony. It's more of like a smoking balcony than a clothes drying balcony.
Yeah, that's pretty tight. One room I had, the balcony was like you couldn't get, it was like with a window instead of a door, right? So if
Mhm.
you wanted to actually like go out there, you had to like climb out the window. It was very uncomfortable, but
Oh, that's so weird. Yeah.
just for hanging laundry, it was fine, right?
Mm-hmm. This one doesn't
The
even seem to
avocado
come with
green,
this
look at
stove.
that.
Yeah, that's a really weird color.
It's a very 80s color, yeah. Or like even late 70s.
Typical tiny bathroom. Okay, well there's some storage up here. In this whole room you could fit like you'd probably fit a desk and a futon in here. It's not the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. You've got a tiny little entranceway. All right, let's see. This is on the 3rd out of the 5th floor. Guarantor fee required. Okay. Total move-in cost. It's like $500, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I like how it says like what direction it's facing. That's always. I mean, I guess is that something that you normally see on apartments, or like not in Japan, but just in general.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
It might be kind of like an Eastern,
Yeah, that's what I'm
like,
thinking. Like an
feng shui type of
auspicious
thing or
kind of thing.
something?
Yeah.
yeah.
You can get a lot of sunshine in the room. Okay, that's nice.
I know listings will say like it has a large window to the east or something like that. They'll get
Mhm.
morning sun or something like that.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen like what direction the door is facing. No, that's unusual, I think.
Okay, they say it's a veranda. What's the difference between a veranda and a balcony?
I don't know.
Where is this located? Oh, that's way out there. Oh, okay. That's like way out there.
Oh,
All right. Yeah, that's like central Osaka. Like that's where it's located. Because it's like Osaka Metro Tanimachi line. I've never taken that line before. I don't know where that one goes. But what does that say? It was like $200 negotiable. I'd say that's like reasonable for what this is. I don't like the whole washing being outside thing though, but they even say you can live here comfortably. I could probably live here. Well, I'd be a little uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I could do.
Hmm. Ooh. Let's see. Trying to find a building that looks interesting. Okay, a lot of these are in the same building.
Yeah, I wish
Are these
there were a
ones?
way you could like show the room diagram instead of like the exterior building, but
Yeah. A lot of these don't have pictures, which is annoying. Oh, this one just has a picture of the phone. Okay, what's the deal with this one? Why are you only showing the picture of the phone? Why is that the first picture you chose is the picture of the phone that probably doesn't even work? This whole like these pictures look like they were taken on like a Nokia phone camera from 2005.
it might have been.
Okay, little tiny kitchenette thing, typical tiny bathroom. A little tiny storage area, little stuff in there. Okay, the room itself is like actually kind of spacious, kind of.
Yeah, it's not bad
Let's see.
for
let's-
1K.
Yeah, okay, that's the layout. Like 6, get a balcony. Yeah, like this is more of like a standard like micro apartment in Japan, I would say. Your bathroom, your kitchenette. Was there a room for like a fridge? I mean, I guess you could put a mini fridge under there, like underneath the stove if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But if you live here, you're probably not going to be doing that much cooking when Izumiya is right around the corner. Because like that's
Izumiya?
oh,
Is that a restaurant?
I assume it's a supermarket. It looks like a supermarket. Because that's one of the great things about Japan is that like you can just get like fresh food like from the supermarket. Like, oh, you want okonomiyaki? You can just get it from the supermarket for like $3. Like, you want yeah.
Okay, you meant like pre-made food. Yeah.
Yeah, like pre-made food, which is kind of like you know, like when people see these like, okay, like how do you cook? Well, that's just it. You don't. You go to the supermarket and you buy like, you know, a salad and like, you know, something else that you want to eat for dinner. And granted, it's not really that expensive. You could probably you could definitely get a meal for less than like $5, I would say. Because like groceries, like fresh fruits and vegetables in Japan can be really expensive. Like
Yeah, they can be.
I've known people who've tried like doing the cooking stuff and they just eventually stop because they're like, yeah, it's just easier if I just like buy pre-made food already.
Not the best for you health-wise long term, but yeah, a lot of the food in Japan will be from the Philippines or from China, sometimes Korea.
Wait, really?
So just have to be shipped in. Yeah.
I did not
It'll
know that.
say on like a bananas, like you know, the country name where it came from. and
Oh,
that
well,
sort
I
of
mean,
thing.
like if it's like fruits and stuff, but like I'm thinking more like basic things like, you know, cabbage and eggs, that kind of thing.
Yeah, cabbage will be domestic most of the time, I think. Eggs too.
But yeah, I would say I definitely did more like eating out and just picking up food from the market, like than actually cooking. I mean, you know, in the morning I'd make myself some like eggs and some like microwave toast, but it was just more convenient to just like, you know, go to the konbini, get like egg sando and a coffee, and then that's my breakfast. That's good to go.
I liked oh god, jelly donuts. The word is escaping me right now.
Oh,
Oh god.
I don't remember what they're called either.
The rice balls. The
Right, onigiri.
onigiri. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I like it, but I can't remember the name of it. Yeah. Okay. I've thought about trying to make it myself sometime, but ooh, that would be a good one for a stream, actually. Huh?
Oh yeah, because I know they sell like little silicone mold. I mean, you could also just use your hands to make like onigiri because they seem fairly easy to make. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
had
the
to
my
learn-
onigiri as well.
That's how I learned what the pickled peach, not peach, plum.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I would buy those and not know what they said on the packaging, and then bite into it and be like, oh god.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those ones either. I remember. Do you remember what the little like tiny like fish is called? Like sometimes they serve it at like as an appetizer at restaurants. It's like tiny little like itsy bitsy white fish that are like less than a centimeter.
Shiro. Was that Shiro something?
I think so.
I know there's
'Cause-
okaka. That's anchovies, but that's something else.
I don't think they were anchovies. No, because I remember there was this izakaya that I used to go to, and they would serve them. And at the time, I didn't know what it was, and so I would just be like, "Ooh, this is a tasty treat." And then one day, I just kind of like looked at it a little bit closer than I normally did, and I kind of like saw what it was. And then all of a sudden, I was just like, "Oh, I don't want to eat this anymore."
You didn't realize it was like tiny fish?
No, I didn't know what it was, but I was like, I didn't really look that closely at it, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what this is, but I'll eat it. And then like once I realized it was like tiny fish, it kind of like weirded me out, which is a weird thing to say because I normally eat fish, but it's just like, you know, if it's like a regular fish, it's one thing, but if it's like, I don't know, there's something about the tiny fish weirded me out.
The whole body, the head and the eyes and everything, right?
Oh no,
Is it
I don't.
Shirashu?
I don't remember. It was like really, like I said, really tiny. It was the whole body. It was the whole body.
Right.
What did you say it was called again?
Shirasu?
Let me see. I think that might have been what it's. Yeah, it was white bait. Yeah. Yeah, this was it. This was it. Yeah. Yeah, no, just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to eat that.
I
Like,
had sea urchin once. That was an interesting. It tasted kind of like chocolate. It was weird.
Oh, uni?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the texture of sea urchin, to be honest with you. It's very problematic being like a picky eater in Japan because it's like, well, I like fish. I don't like it when it's served to me with like the skin and the dark meat and also the head and also like the eyes and everything else. Like I prefer a fillet, you know?
Right.
So it's like whenever I'd order fish and I'd get that, I'd just be like, oh, I've got to do surgery on it with my friggin' chopsticks, you know, to pick the meat off the bones. I just hated doing that. I hate having to work for my food. It's like, just give it to me in a form that I can just directly eat it. I don't want to have to like bring out the pickaxe, you know, in order to eat my friggin' fish, you know?
That's relatable. Yeah.
Let's see. This said it was on the 3rd floor. This doesn't look like it has an elevator, but let me see if it does. No elevator. I don't see an elevator on here.
It's out. Huh?
Let's see. A lot of convenience store. Yeah, a lot of convenience stores and food shops and a supermarket near. So why would you need the stove for? Silly Billy. Where's this? This is also out in the sticks, isn't it? Oh no, it's by the Shinkansen. Oh, okay. Okay, so it's you could go to the Shinkansen station if you really wanted to. Yeah. Let's see.
That looks close enough that you might be able to actually like hear it and stuff, huh?
Probably, yeah. Negotiable. I want to search by like expensive ones now. Let's see what the most expensive one is. Rent high to low. See what the luxury life is like. Oh my god. That's what ooh. Why is this so expensive?
For 1 LDK? Yeah.
It's Dojima Tower. Oh, does Kiryu live there? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so that looks pretty spacious.
That is, yeah.
Oh, it's got those linoleum floors. This is like one of those like modern apartments that you see that's like everything is white, the countertops are all like marble and it's so like obnoxious. You know what I mean? Like
Ostentatious.
it's yeah, ostentatious, exactly. This is a very nice bathroom though, and you get a big ass tub. Okay. Oh, it's got carpets. You don't really see that a lot in Japanese apartments, do you?
Yeah, no, you don't. That's odd.
Very strange. It's Patrick Bateman's apartment. It's the apartment where Japanese Patrick Bateman lives.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because that's a lot of space. But I hate the floors. I hate these floors so much. Just put wooden flooring in there. It would look so much nicer. It's too
does look
sterile.
Like it's trying to, yeah. Like it's trying to impress somebody.
Yeah. Like this looks more like a hotel bathroom to me.
Exactly, like that sink. You never see that in like normal houses, do you? Yeah, that
No.
does look like a hotel.
It's the 40 over the 49th floor. I would hope they have an elevator.
Yeah, they'd have to, yeah.
But like I would not like to be on the 40th or like the 30th floor of anything because it's like that's still a long elevator ride every single day.
I bet the view is worth it though. I wouldn't mind
Probably.
it at all.
Oh, there's a gym in there as well. Oh, no wonder it's so expensive. Very small
Oh.
gym, but that is very rare. Yeah, this is like super rich people's apartment. Because that's like around perhaps $12,000, give or take. I think.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, it's too much for me. Even if I had that much money, it'd be too much for me, right?
Mm-hmm. Parking available. Oh, there's a dishwasher? Oh, damn. Yeah, you don't usually see those either, do you?
No. I've seen like countertop ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'd be about the size of a microwave and you could put like, 8 plates in there or something like that. But
Oh,
not like
yeah, yeah,
full-size
yeah.
ones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's an autofill bath, not just a regular bath.
Auto? What is it? Huh? I never heard of that before.
I think what that means is that like on the fancy baths, there's like a control thing that you can use to like automatically fill the bath. I think that's what they're talking about.
Like a timer? Like you can set it to fill at like 6 p.m. or something?
I think so. This is just a guess.
Hmm.
It's probably in
I
like
guess
a
that would be
super-
nice if you like want a bath ready as soon as you come home or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's right by the station. Okay, no wonder. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's right by the river too. Yeah, the view on this one must be very nice. It's a shame they don't show the view because it's probably, I would hope it's good if you're on the 40th floor.
Mm.
Let's see. Oh, this one, that looks like a very, is that an oven? No way, that can't be an oven, right? Come on, load, load, load.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
it's-
struggling.
Maybe I have too many tabs open. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's an oven.
Yeah, that is.
That's
Looks like it,
crazy.
huh?
That is not something you see very often. Because this almost looks like a very Western style kitchen, right?
Yeah, with how open it is and all that countertop space, yeah.
Is this like a house or is this an apartment? Was this like a dance studio?
I think it said it was like on the 11th floor or something, so it would be a. What? Yeah, what is that?
Is that store?
Is
Or
that
the
part of
walk-in
is that one of your
closet?
rooms? Okay, that's nice.
Oh, that's a beautiful bathroom. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's nice.
very. This is like unusual in a sense that it's almost more of like a Western style house than like. No, it's an apartment. Okay. Oh, that's another thing we should have mentioned. So a mansion is like an apartment. It's not like a house.
Yeah. I was confused by that one time. Like, well, I guess more than one time, but somebody asked me, a Japanese person asked me if I lived in a mansion. I was like, no, I live in an apartment building. So you live in a mansion? No, I live in a apartment building, several apartments in one building, right? So a mansion?
Yeah, it means something completely different.
Right.
Oh, it's got a tatami room too? Wow. Yeah, this feels more like a house than an apartment.
Is that tatami? That looks weird.
Let me go back to here. Oh yeah, it is. It's 8.
Huh.
I don't know what this room is
That's-
supposed to be.
A workshop or something?
I guess.
Yeah, I think I like that one better. This feels more homey than that previous one.
It does, yeah. And the 10th out of the 11th floor. It's like $10,000. And then the move-in fee, that's like $20,000 to move in.
Ouch.
That's crazy. Because the agency fee and oh my god. The lock exchange fee. Do you know what the lock exchange fee is?
That's for replacing the lock. You know, so you don't have the same lock as the person before you who might have made a copy of the key.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good idea. Yeah, 5 LDK. Yeah, this one is bigger, I think. Built in 2006. Okay. Free internet. Oh my, and a dishwasher. Wow.
I don't trust free internet. I'd still want to get my own fiber or something, right?
Mm-hmm. I will say the internet I had when I was in Japan and I started streaming was like the fastest internet I've ever used in my life.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you had just like it came with the place. It was free internet.
Yeah, I did share it with like 2 other people, but they weren't home most of the time, so I had it mostly to myself. Because it was also helpful because the router was like directly outside my room. So I just like bought a really long Ethernet cable and I just ran it directly from the router underneath my door into my room. And my desk was like right there. So I was just able to like, you know, use that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. A roof balcony. Oh, and veranda, whatever that means. System kitchen. Okay, let's see where this one is. Oh, this one's a little bit more out of the way. But why is it so expensive when it's so far away from everything?
Well, I had 5 rooms.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I guess it's just nice.
Yeah.
So what station is this? Oh, it's by the ward office. That's convenient. Yeah, let's do a couple more.
All right.
Try to find something a little bit more reasonable. Oh, this is an office. Oh, I didn't know you could do office space on this website too.
Neither did I. You'd think that'd have its own website.
Mm-hmm. Room size, high to low. Ooh, let's try that. This is okay. That's probably correct. That the 5 LDK was pretty big. This is a 4 LDK. Ooh, it's like that's an interesting layout. Okay.
Oh yeah, that must be a corner.
Mm-hmm. Got your shoebox. Oh, that is pretty big. Oh, and you've got like a balcony too. Like for me, this is more space for one person, I think. This is like a space you'd need a family to live in because that's too much space for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got like the big kitchen.
Yeah, it's a good kitchen too, huh? That's a good one.
But I feel like so many of these expensive ones just kind of feel like hotels, you know?
Yeah. Understandable.
What does this one say? Ah, okay. And oh, pets are allowed. Okay, that's nice. Probably have to pay an extra fee for pets, right? Oh, I don't see a pet fee on here. Okay. Move-in fees, $10,000. I mean, if you can afford like what, $3,000 a month, you could probably afford a $10,000 move-in fee, right? One would think. It was built in 1990. Cleaning fee, $1,000. Oh, that's, well, I suppose for a place like this, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Pet,
Parking.
okay, yeah.
Where is this? Oh, okay. It's all the way down there. Okay, I mean, you're close to the ocean. You get a nice breeze if you want to. What station was it by? Okay, that station. That station. I see.
That was a good one, yeah.
That was a
Imagine
nice
being
one.
in the corner like that gets you a lot of light.
Mm-hmm. Because did it say it was facing south? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But I mean, I imagine where the window is more important than where the door is when it comes to light, right?
True. Let's see. Year built. Ooh. Is there one that's like brand new?
Year built 2025. Oh, that one's still under construction.
Oh, okay. Does it say like what the plan is for it? Ah, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's a tiny ass one.
That
For
is a
like
small
for
one,
that
yeah.
much? I mean, that's not like horrible. Okay, well, that doesn't look so bad actually. Okay. I mean, it is new, so.
Yeah, you're paying a premium for a
Ooh,
brand
and you get a
new-
lot of storage space.
Yeah, that's good.
Where is it located? Let me just see. Oh my god, okay, it's way out there. Way out there. But it is like near the subway line. Okay. A luxury apartment with modern amenities, free internet, and pet-friendly policies. All within a 3-minute walk. Let's see, what are the fees? Guarantor fee, lock exchange fee, fire insurance, maintenance fee. Oh, move-in fee. Yeah, that's like a couple $1,000s. Yeah, I remember I heard someone say that like they thought that moving in Japan was more expensive than it is here. Do you have any insight on that or?
Just like moving from one apartment to another.
Mm-hmm. Because like I don't have experience with that.
Yeah, I don't know what they meant. Maybe just in terms of like getting your stuff from one place to another. Because if you don't have a car, you have to.
Yeah, you have to hire an agency.
Yeah, you have to hire. There are like dedicated companies that have the little K trucks that you can that will haul your stuff away and then put it up in the other apartment. So
Mm-hmm.
haven't used them myself, but I knew somebody who did.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would just wait. Hold on. This is a 10th out of 13th floor. Okay, it probably does have an elevator. I'm not even going to bother checking. If it doesn't, then that's crazy, cuckoo bananas, insane.
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
Yeah, but generally speaking, like these prices, like while the space is very much like a lot smaller than like the typical American apartment, like I would say that given like the overall cost of living and the convenience, it's worth the price for a lot of these places.
Yeah.
See the 1K here. Bedroom, balcony. Oh, you get a powder room in this one. You have a toilet room, a powder room, and a bathroom. That's very interesting.
My powder room is just the sink and the mirror, I guess. Yeah. There's a door between that and the bathroom. I don't know
Why even put the wall there in the first place?
Right.
Oh yeah, I think this is one of those like fancy bath things, I think. At least
Okay.
I don't know. I assume. A little sink. Okay, that's like a nice balcony. It's a decent one. Looks like you get a view out of here as well. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. This was one were you still sorted by most
I think
recent?
I was still sorting by price. Or no, I was sorting by was it relevancy? I don't remember. 7-Eleven nearby, okay. I don't know who these people are. But like yeah, the whole like toilet powder, like why go into another room to wash your hand? Okay, there's a sink above. It's one of the combination toilet sink things.
Right.
But then why have the other room? Like why not just connect it to the bath?
No idea.
Yeah. Moving in fee like $2,000. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, they speak Mongolian as well. Hot dog. And they also take credit card payments as well. Oh, goodness.
Wonder how many Mongolian immigrants they get.
Yeah, I mean, clearly there's a market for it, I guess.
Ah.
Oh, cable. You get cable included in there as well?
Huh. I
Because,
always
like,
just used antenna.
I didn't have like a TV, but I know I've heard like, oh, if you have a TV, then they make you pay like a fee or some shit. Do you remember hearing about that?
So there, yeah. So just like in the UK, where there's that, BBC fee, which is basically, how they fund the BBC. There is a fee that you're supposed to pay to fund the, the NHK. I never paid it. I've heard that most of the people that, that go around to collect for it, once they see a foreign face that answers the door, they just turn around and leave. So I imagine it's not so much a problem for foreigners, one of those foreigner privileges we can kind of get away with.
Yeah.
But yes, theoretically, yeah, they collect a fee every year to help cover public broadcasting instead of just yanking it out of taxes directly.
I see. I remember, God, this is like has nothing to do with anything, but I just remember there was this one time, my apartment was very old. I don't know when my building was built, but I could tell it was an old apartment. The walls were kind of yellow and shit. And the smoke detector, or the carbon monoxide detector, was also like equally as ancient. And I remember there was like one time where it just like started going off, right? Like I don't know if it was a smoke or carbon monoxide or like combined in one, but that thing just started going off. And I was freaking out because like I didn't know, like I had nothing on. There was no gas on, like the shower wasn't on, like it just started randomly going off. So I called my my building manager and I'm like, hey, like the fire alarm is going off and I don't know what's going on. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna call like the gas people and send them over so they can like see what's going on. And I was like, okay. And so the gas people came and they took a look at it, and obviously we had to use Google Translate. But I remember them saying like, oh yeah, the alarm was like 3 years expired. You should probably get a new one.
Yeah, those things do expire, yeah.
So I just like it just wouldn't like go off. So I just kept it unplugged for like the rest of the time I was living there. And I was just like, well, if there's a gas leak, then I guess I'm gonna die here,
It was powered by electricity?
Yeah, it was like
it
plugged into the wall. Yeah, there was like a little plug right next to it. Yeah.
So you didn't just replace it, you just left it for the next person.
I told my building manager and he's like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that. And then he never did. So I don't know what the deal with that is. Hopefully they replaced it.
His job to replace it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, but that was I just remember that, and it was a whole awkward experience because I was literally gaslighting myself into thinking that I smelled gas.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
And like, they asked me like, do you smell gas? And I was like, yes, I smell gas. And they're like, okay, well, there's no gas. And I was like, oh, okay, I feel stupid now.
I've had it didn't happen in Japan, but I've had experiences where like just one of those gets too old and it's just going off, and you just got to eat it and get a new one.
Let's see here. I think we pretty much went over everything. Let's see. Is there anything left in the document that we missed? No, I think the last thing was the React slop section of the stream.
Right, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know. Do you have any other insights or any other knowledge that you can impart onto everyone?
I think I'm all imparted out.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming onto here and taking time to explain this stuff with me, because I feel like you have a little bit more knowledge about this stuff than I do, because even I learned a lot today.
It was fun. It was a fun experience making this document and going over it with you. I appreciate you sharing your audience with me.
Absolutely. Alrighty, I'm probably going to...
Can I do my self-shills here?
Yes, go right ahead.
So Alex linked to my Twitch channel there in her stream title. Unfortunately, I don't stream on Twitch all that much anymore. I do weekly cooking streams every Tuesday. Last Tuesday, I did macaroni and cheese, not from a box. We did actual noodles and actual cheese, and that was fun. Last Tuesday, I should say. Next Tuesday, I'll be doing velvet chocolate cupcakes and
Ooh, that sounds
decorating them with
good.
icing. Yeah, you know, a little Valentine's Day treat. And then I just do guerrilla gaming streams in between. So I'm not quite as active as Alex when it comes to streaming, but if you're interested in checking out my content, Alex tweeted or pasted my Twitter link in the chat there, and that's a better place to find me. You can find my YouTube channel, and I also stream directly on Twitter if you've ever watched a Twitter stream or interested in trying that out.
Oh, I am actually
you can
interested
find
in
me
that.
there.
I would be curious as to like if you have a tutorial on how to do that or something.
I can show you the tool that I'm using, which is nice because it doesn't re-encode the video. It just uses the same encode that you use for Twitter, or excuse me, for Twitch, and sends
Oh, so you
that
don't
to
use like
Twitter as
Restream
well.
or anything like that?
No.
Oh.
But it's not like re-encoding the stream, so it's not really using that much more CPU resources. It's just taking the same stream and sending it. We'll talk about this off stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I appreciate if you want to follow me over there on Twitter and check out my stuff. And once again, thank you so much to Alex for having me on.
Of course. Alrighty. Well, with that said, yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna like switch over to the ending screen and find someone to raid. So everyone say bye-bye to Murray.
Bye-bye. A little carbonation, huh?
Yeah, a little carbonation. And I'll see you. I haven't said that in so long. You just reminded me about that.
You haven't actually, have you, huh?
No.
I always wonder why do you say that?
Oh, have you never seen that video?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't know what
I'll
you're
send
talking
you. I'll send you the video later. It's a stupid video, but you might find it interesting.
about. Okay, sure.
Alrighty, say bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
All right, let's get switched over to the ending screen here. There we go. Alrighty, I think. Okay, everything looks good. I haven't done a collab in so long. I've heard everything works. But yeah, everyone go check out Murray. He does some really cool stuff over on YouTube and on Twitter as well. Check out his cooking stream. They're pretty fun. But yeah, let me see if there's anyone we can go say hello to right now. How do I rate again? Oh god, I'm forgetting how to stream. I'll probably send you guys over to... Is Soarer live? I think Soarer's probably... Yeah, oh, she's playing MGS3. Okay, I'm sending you guys over to Soarer, who's doing MGS3. So I'm going to send you over there. But before I go, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're from. And hopefully, I'll get to see you next time. Bye-bye!